300 years ago, heaven's will appeared, many secret realms and dungeons descended onto the earth. And following the appearance of many powerful monsters, mankind was on the verge of extinction. But, after the initial crisis, the awakened appeared. The job changers possessed might powers, which aided them in defeating those monsters and saving the world from its near destruction. In order to fight against the monsters, they continued to explore the secret realms to obtain wealth and materials. Nations began to work hard cultivating these job changers, with everyone being able to awaken at the age of 18, as we see a blue crystal along with a large crown with a bunch of people awakening into different classes such as swordsman, crafter, and even someone who haven't even awakened with no class. And as the awakened are usually divided into 3 categories, according to their class, which are combat, support and creation. The combat category is the most practical one, and the one most dream of, while in the creation one, are the one who cannot fight, and are considered the weakest, also disliked by all, as we see 2 people, one who is excited for being awakened as a swordsman and other crying for awakening as a healer. Suddenly all of their eyes turn onto one student who stands at the top, Jiang Chen, as everyone wonders if he is awakening in a divine class, which is rarest rank and can hardly be seen in 100 years. And whenever someone with that class appears, a phenomenon that can shake the whole heaven and earth also occurs. As Jiang says, looks like the awakening was a success, as one of the teacher comes from behind him and praises him for awakening as a divine ranked class and for being the pillar of their school, and asking what class did he awaken in. He answers him that he hadn't awakened in combat class, which shocks his teacher. And that instead he has awakened in the creation class of a divine rank, spiritual master, and that his talent is to help with the growth of plantation and small creatures. The teacher gets disappointed from it and says that the creation class is useless, even if it's a divine rank skill, and the guy with him tells the teacher to not be disappointed with it, as spiritual master is quite popular in research fields, not to mention a divine rank one, and although he won't be able to give him the recommendation he promised, another teacher might be able to give him one for the research field. And Jiang thanks him and says he will consider it. Jiang starts to leave, saying that he has another matter to tend to, so he will be leaving if there is nothing else, as all the students starts to make fun of him, that he turned out to be merely a creation class instead of a combat one, and that he will be useless now even if he ranks first in all subjects. As he walks past, he overhears people talking about how Jiang Chen, who has been thriving as a top student since joining the school, will eventually struggle to maintain his high status. They mention that despite his hard work, he remains a creation class student. Additionally, they excitedly note that Lin, the school's beauty who has always ranked second, has recently awakened a secret combat class. Chen smirks, reflecting that despite brother Jiang and Chang's harshness, awakening as a creation class has dramatically changed things. He concludes that, in this life, only strength truly matters. As he opens up a window and says, "What is wrong with the creation class? It clearly matches my system perfectly." He starts explaining his backstory. "My name is Jiang Chen. I got reincarnated after my death, and came to this world of awakened. After the end of the Dark Era, the world was full of dungeons and monsters. That is to say, from that day forward, the world started to respect the strong. I was reborn as an orphan, and in order to survive in this world, I tried my hardest before I reached 18. I didn't expect to wake up to this system a month ago. The insect race, which inflicted heavy damage to mankind during the Dark Era, they are an extremely powerful race. I heard that the last time a natural calamity struck, 9 out of the 12 kings of the human race were sacrificed to seal it away. In this world, strength is everything, and as long as it can be used, the might of the insect race is strong," and he says the word. "Open the system." Suddenly he arrives at an completely empty space, and thinks, well, it looks like this is my ocean of consciousness. Then this would be my talent. I didn't expect it to be a tree. Suddenly Chen receives several system notifications. Class talent, evolution of all things, requires a sacrifice, usable once every 10 hours, and only once per target. Fruit of all things, allows sacrifice to accelerate a fruit's growth, potentially producing a special fruit. Increased growth, boosts the growth of living beings by 10%, with an 8-hour cooldown. Seeing the notifications, Chen thinks his system is excellent for analyzing his talents. While he might lack direct combat abilities, he realizes that each of these features could be utilized through his insect system. Another notification informs him that testing has completed, and if he wants to summon the mother insect, to which he says, to summon. And just like that, a huge amount of purple aura comes forth, which Chen notices to be really powerful. A system notification pops up informing that the summon was successful, and that he has successfully summoned the natural calamity rank mother insect, 9 miasma wing. Looking at it, he wonders why the size of it is so big. As the insect starts to speak, Master, Little 9 likes the master, Little 9 is hungry, and wants to eat bad monsters. A notification informs Chen that the current growth rate has increased by 10%, and that the first upgrade for this target doesn't require any sacrifices. Seeing this, Chen quickly begins upgrading the insect. A huge green aura envelops the monster, and Chen thinks, it seems that monster insect requires devouring to upgrade. That will be a difficult creature. As Chen observes the insect, he is struck by its powerful aura, which even starts to push him back. From this energy, he begins to see a set of glowing purple eyes. Suddenly, the insect mother materializes as a young girl with fangs and sharp threads protruding from her back, radiating a strong purple aura. As she stands before Chen, a notification details her new abilities, Feed, which shares 10 times the experience of the master, Poison Mist, allowing her to transform into poisonous mist that corrodes everything, and United, which boosts all of the master's attributes by 20%. And suddenly she jumps and clings on to Chen, saying, that Little 9 has evolved. Chen starts to blush and says, this is an unexpected form, and he pats her on her head, as she says, Little 9 wants to devour blood and flesh. Chen smiles, thinking that the spiritual master talent accelerates the mother insect's growth, which in turn speeds up his own upgrades. With the ability to boost all his attributes by 20%, he concludes that his class is a perfect match for his system and questions the need for a combat class. And he says, it seems that as long as I defeat monsters and devour them quickly enough, I will soon have an army of insects, but the system message just mentioned an abyss catastrophe of world calamity, and with the incomplete information I have, it's clear that this isn't something I can share with others. If anyone discovers this, it could lead to my end. In this case, I'll first use my identity as a creation class awakened and the skills of the mother insect's poison miasma as a cover to devour monsters and increase my strength. However, hiding isn't my style. I want to become strong enough to reveal my abilities to the world and show them off. Suddenly everything starts to shake as both him and mother insects notices the water trembling. As Little 9 says that she is sensing a threat, and we see Chen is slowly getting pulled out of his world of consciousness by this threat. As he opens his eyes, he sees a tall dude is standing right in front of him and staring directly at him. The guy asks him, student, the phenomenon that just occurred that could be seen in the whole city, was it you? And Chen thinks, this person is at least master level or above, why is he looking for me? As people around them starts to notice the guy's strong aura, and wonders what level of awakener is he, and one of them comment that he is here for Jiang Chen. Could there be some kind of conflict? Chen notices, strange, this guy has been continuously exerting strong pressure on me since earlier. He is exerting pressure yet remaining silent. Could it be that he is testing me? Inside his subconscious, Little 9 starts to get agitated due to it, and as she says, this guy poses a threat to you, and seems quite tempting as well. Little 9 wants to devour him, as Chen starts to get worried about this. As a bunch of notification pops up saying, the mother insect senses that the target poses a threat to the host. The current target can provide a high level of devouring value. The mother insect is about to begin devouring the target. And just like that, Chen also starts to exert aura, and thinks that Little 9 is considering him as a threat and is about to initiate an attack. Everyone looking feels it as well, and comments that it's such a cold and ominous aura. Chen thinks to himself, realizing that when the devouring value is too high, the mother insect becomes more aggressive. He concludes that he needs to quickly find some monsters for Little 9 to devour. It dawns on him that the person's intention was to test his strength with their pressure, but it inadvertently triggered the mother insect. But fortunately, I can still suppress the mother insect, as the guy tells him, well done, kid, you just completed your awakening and are already able to withstand my pressure and even counterattack. Truly worthy of a divine rank awakened, your future is limitless. Chen replies, I am flattered, but may I ask who you are? The guy replies, I am Ji Gang, the leader of the Night Watch. I won't beat around the bush. I admire your strength, student. Would you consider joining us, the Night Watch? Chen gets surprised and thinks, so he is from the Night Watch. It's an organization especially made by Xia to resist demon and beast tides. They're always the first one to investigate any beast tide or a secret realm which are generated, and due to their constant fighting their morality rate is very high, and due to which most people avoid it, but for me it's different. Since the mother insect needs to devour monsters to accumulate value and reproduce, he needs to face large monsters for this. Once the devouring value is full, the insect will reproduce, causing potential commotion. Joining the Night Watch would help manage the risks of devouring and breeding. And he notes that from this point of view, the Night Watch organization is extremely suitable for me. Jiang tells him, "Student, you might have heard some rumors about the Night Watch, but those are all outdated. As long as you're willing to join, you will definitely receive comprehensive training, and as a divine rank, your resources." Chen shakes his hand and says, "No need to say more. To reforge the glory of the Night Watch, our generation mustn't shrink in our duty. I am willing to join the Night Watch." While thinking, my insect offspring will rely on you all, as Jiang gets confused from his statement. In surprise, Jiang asks him if he is serious about it, to which he replies, "This is no joke, but I do have something to attend to," as inside his subconscious, little Nine is really wanting to eat him. Chen leaves saying, "I will report 3 days later at the Night Watch headquarters, see you then," and Jiang thinks that I thought it would be more complicated and I forgot to ask what hidden profession this kid had, and we see someone is coming from behind him. We see 2 people arrive, and one of them is the 8 elder from the martial academy, and Jiang asks him if he is here to snatch people, and if he is, then he is too late, but the elder asks, "Where is the guy with divine rank creation class?" Jiang gets surprised to hear that, as the elder tells him, "You're not planning on letting someone with creation class join your Night Watch, are you?" Confused, Jiang replies, "Wait, do you mean that kid just now?" Now we switch scenes, as Chen's uncle, Wang, is surprised to hear that he has awakened as a divine class and that he was the one who caused the phenomenon in the city just now, and the girl with him is Xiaoxi, who tells Uncle Wang to lower his voice, otherwise someone will hear and might cause trouble. Uncle Wang laughs while remarking that his mouth is always running. Chen replies, "It's okay, it's not anything shameful," and his uncle tells him, "That is right, even if you cannot fight. I heard that many companies who cultivate spiritual plans requires people with creation class. If your parents were around they would have been really proud of you," and Chen thanks him for all of his support that he provided over the years. Uncle Wang tells him that he has came on right time today since they were just about to enter a beginner-level secret realm, and it would be great if he can join them and level up together, and Chen takes them up for that offer. Now we see them entering the secret realm, as Chen wonders if it's the interior of this secret realm. As some notification starts to pop up, that matching has been completed, Secret Realm, Temple of the Undead is now open, and that a secret realm guarantees a 100% rate of items and equipment, and the XP will be calculated after exiting the realm, and forfeiting midways will result in loss of all the XP and equipment. Seeing such monsters, Uncle Wang gets nervous, as he wonders why did the secret realm match them with a dungeon of this rank. Xiaoxi comments that it must be due to having Chen with them since he awakened as a divine class, so in order to balance it out, the secret realm matched them with a higher level monsters. As one of the other girl tries to suggest to leave, but Uncle Wang replies, "It's not a problem, it's not every day that they come across secret realms of this rank, and maybe they will get lucky since Chen is with them and they might even get some great loot out of it." As the monsters get ready to attack, Uncle Wang advances, telling Chen to stay back since these monsters are dangerous and that they will get to the core of this dungeon first. He orders Xiaoxi to buff him, which she does so. As Chen watches them fight from behind, he thinks, do they always fight these monsters just to survive? No wonder they always come back covered in wounds. And even Xiaoxi, who has always supported me, I heard that she was forced to become an adventurer in order to cure her brother's eyes. I need to get stronger quickly so I can repay them back properly. And just then, little Nine hovers from his back and says that there are so many monsters and blood here, and she really wants to devour all of them, and as such, Chen decides to try on her abilities. Chen uses the ability, Poison Barrier, level 1, Corrosion ability, and uses them on the corpse of the monster, which little Nine absorbs, and Chen thinks the monster corpses were corroded the moment they made contact. This ability is so powerful. But notices that since the level of monster was low, the growth rate was also slow. As he watches Uncle Wang fight, he remarks that their party has been teaming up for years and as such they were able to advance to the depths of the dungeon quickly, and since the poison mist is an AoE ability that he cannot control precisely yet, he won't be able to use it, hence for now he will just follow behind, and deal with corpses and wait for a little while. Suddenly little Nine informs Chen that she is sensing something, some fresh blood that is. We see it's a monster called Shadow Lurker. Chen notes that it lurks in the shadows to hunt down weak stragglers, and since the name is in red, is it perhaps due to it being higher level than me? However, if it comes to attributes it's quite inferior to me, due to my united skill, I should use them to test out my skills. and such he orders little Nine to transform into poisonous mist and follow him. Chen is immediately able to close the gap between them and just simply tags them both with his hands, applying the corrosion skill. As they both get inflicted with the skill, Chen signals by crushing the poisonous mist in his hands. And just like that, they all get wiped out in an instant, while Chen thinks that these monsters are no match for him, and doing this way also progresses the devouring skill faster, as little Nine informs that more blood food has appeared. Chen thinks that there are a lot of hidden monsters here, and gets worried about Uncle Wang and others, and decides to finish it quickly and orders little Nine to do it. And as such, little Nine comes out, saying, of course, they all are little Nine's prey, leave it to me, master. Now we see Uncle Wang and Xiaoxi is surrounded by monsters. As Wang thinks that the number of monsters here are unexpected, and he orders Xiaoxi to go meet up with Chen with the others, and he will take care of things here. Suddenly he gets attacked from his behind, which he notices too late. But Chen arrives and is able to save Uncle Wang, asking them if they are alright, as Uncle Wang gets surprised and asks isn't he a creation class. He replies that he has a hidden poison mist skill, and orders all of them to leave this place and he will handle things from here on. Uncle Wang is hesitant, saying even though it's a divine grade talent, it's still too dangerous, and Xiaoxi agrees with him. But he replies that he will be fine and not to worry, and a notification pops up informing the number of people at the end of Mystic Realm has been met, summoning the Mystic Realm boss. As Uncle Wang is hesitant, Xiaoxi tells him that they should trust Chen since he isn't a reckless person, and as such Uncle Wang throws his sword towards Chen, telling him to return it later. As he grabs hold of the sword, he tells Uncle Wang he will, and thinks that he can extend the range of skill using this. With the sword he is easily able to defeat all of the monsters using his skill, and thinks that he held the top position in skill when it came to the sword mastery. As he is fighting the monsters, we see someone arriving to attack him. As they land, Chen jumps up and dodges. The monster does a sweep attack, and Chen blocks it with his sword, but it breaks. As Chen is pushed back, he wonders if it's a dungeon boss, and that it's more powerful than he expected. Looking at the broken sword, he wonders how will he explain this to Uncle Wang, and we see the monster is the leader of the undead soldiers. The monster instantly disappears and appears right behind Chen. But Chen calls out little Nine, and she blocks his attack, asking if she can kill him, to which he replies, sure. She breaks his sword by crushing it and charges up her aura. As he tries to punch her, but little Nine dodges and sends him flying with her whips. As he is in the midair, little Nine uses her whips to completely cut him up. As looking at it, Chen thinks that she is so powerful, and that he didn't expect her to defeat the boss so easily, as a crystal spawn where they defeated the boss. The crystal starts to condense the surrounding mana. And with that condensed mana it creates a new boss, tyrant of undead soldiers, as Chen notices that the crystal seems to be the real body. He orders Xiao Ju to destroy the crystal inside his body. As he tries to attack Xiao Ju, but she dodges and runs around, the boss tries to slam his weapon down on her, but she jumps up to dodge. She attacks him using her whips, but the boss is really fast and is able to dodge the incoming whips. Chen notices that even with such a huge body he has such speed, and that perhaps he should use plants, as he had this idea for a while. As the battle goes on, Chen notices that this monster is really fast and his attacks are quite powerful as well. It's like a charging bull without any control, but that is also its weakness. I've already felt this just now. There are many roots hidden beneath the floor. I just need to use my talent the moment it comes close enough, and that will stop him in place. And just then, as the boss comes close enough, Chen uses his skill, Growth Acceleration. He binds the boss using the roots which were hidden beneath the floor, and tells little Nine that it's her turn now, as she goes behind the boss and pierces him apart with her sharp fangs. As the boss gets defeated, Chen thinks, as long as he uses his skills properly, he can fight as well, and he quickly grabs the crystal that appeared and breaks it as well to end it all. He gets a series of notification that the secret realm has been completed and that his contribution has granted him S rank, and the rewards also have been handed out. He gets a dagger in reward, which he thinks to use as a compensation to compensate Uncle Wang, and notices that there are a lot of equipments, but they are all for combat class and not suitable for him. He checks in the rest of the equipments for their attribute, and picks out a hammer, which turns out to be too heavy for him. Suddenly he feels the experience that is being granted to him that he got from clearing the secret realm. And due to that we see him able to lift the hammer properly now, as due to the mother insect's passive skill his level gets increased to 6, and the effect from his united skill is stronger as well, and notes that his physical ability also gets stronger along with his level. As little Nine tugs on Chen and asks, as a reward, can she eat all these monsters? Chen tells her, you cannot eat it, these are for Uncle Wang and the rest to exchange money with, eating them will give you a bad stomach as well. But she asks if she can eat the boss monster, to which Chen thinks he almost forgot about the remains of the boss, its devouring value is precious and cannot be missed. He tells her that it's all hers and thinks that isn't the boss too big for her to eat, but she might be able to use the poison mist to corrode and then eat, but it would take some time for that. But as little Nine starts to dig in, she transforms into her bigger form. As Chen thinks, so that was how she was gonna eat it, and he notes that the sound is going to be too loud, and that he is glad they are in the secret realm, as if they were in the city, they would have been discovered already. As the devouring value starts to quickly increase, due to it being a boss monster, as suddenly he hears some footsteps coming their way, and Chen realizes that it must be Uncle Wang and everyone else. He orders little Nine to quickly revert to her other form, and thinks the devouring value was really close to being filled. As Uncle Wang and everyone else comes, he gets surprised after seeing that he really cleared the secret realm all on his own, and Chen tells him about the sword and gives him the dagger to compensate. Uncle Wang replies that it's great since it's a rare item, and with this he won't pursue the matter of damaging his equipment, and laughs. Xiao Shi says that the necklace he gave her is also rare item and seems really expensive, and the other girl is in shock on how can he defeat the boss by himself. To which Chen makes an excuse that his skills seem to work really well against that type of monster. As Chen thinks since the secret realm has been cleared it would not refresh anymore, hence he would need to go to wilderness to find more boss-type monsters, as that would be enough to fill the devouring value to start breeding the insect swarm. Uncle Wang tells Chen that it's a pity that he is going to the research department since he was able to defeat a boss monster despite not even being a level 1. And he would have been able to climb to a much higher level if not for that, and asks him his plan for the future. Chen replies that he will be joining the night watch, which surprises Uncle Wang, and Chen adds that he is going there in 3 days, and before going he wanted to increase his level, so he will be going to the wilderness next, and Xiao Shi comments that the wilderness is really dangerous. But Chen replies to not worry about him, and instead of that they might as well worry about those monsters. Fast forward, we see a ruined city in sight, and an announcement to get out is made for people wanting to go to the wilderness. As Chen gets out of the train, wearing a cloak and saying that there seems to be a lot of people here, Chen thinks, after awakening his appetite has increased, and something even more outrageous is that there is also a slight increase in his devouring value when he eats normal food, tasting which, little Nine says it's not tasty at all. He suddenly brings out a map out of his storage ring and says he will find something to eat for her, and that he didn't expected Uncle Wang to give him most of the equipment and even a map and a storage ring. After hearing that he is going to the wilderness, they all really helped him. Chen notes, according to Uncle Wang, the wilderness is influenced by the heavenly way and all the electronics devices are disturbed here. It's almost like an apocalyptic scenario, and the monsters here constantly changes their nest, due to which the map has a really short life, and without up-to-date information, one cannot expect to find monsters, let alone bosses. Firebird and Thunder Rhinoceros are the most common, and they are easy to detect when they move. It is said that his place marked with a question mark must be avoided. It's a very dangerous nest. According to Uncle Wang, this goblin dungeon is the most suitable for me. It has low level, enough monsters, and fewer people. Chen decides to do that one, since with the map he will be able to find it quickly, as suddenly he hears someone calling him out. It's some dude who tells him that he has been calling him out since a while, but he isn't listening, and that he wants to ask him if he has seen a girl with golden hair around here. Chen replies he haven't, and tells him to watch his mouth, and uses his corrosion skill on his hand, which surprises the guy. The guy wonders if it's poison and thinks, how could it be? The kid isn't even level 10 yet he can harm him who is a level 27 defense warrior. Chen tells him to hurry up and get a healer since his poison is difficult to treat, and along with it get his brain treated as well. As Chen is leaving, the guy tells him, did I ask you to go, kid? As he is pissed and says, how dare he lay hand against the Xiao family, and Chen confused wonders what Xiao family. The guy tries to punch Chen, but he dodges and jumps back. As he wonders what is the Xiao family, and what kind of family clan is that, but looking at his fighting stance he realizes something. Chen prepares to attack as well, telling Nine to not go easy on him, as the guy also notices the black aura around Chen and tells him, do you think I am scared? Suddenly someone else comes along and tells the guy whose name is Sheng Tai that he was told to keep a low profile. It's another dude in a cloak who asks him, what is he doing instead of doing what he was told? The guy gets scared and his young master calls him useless trash and punches him, and tells him to not forget he is just the dog for the Xiao family and not qualified to use that name, which he simply agrees with. Seeing all this, Chen thinks, is that guy the master of Zheng Tai? I could not feel his presence at all. He is even more dangerous than Zheng Tai. Young master comes to Chen and apologizes and asks if he wants some sort of compensation for it, to which Chen replies, there is no need. Young master smiles and tells him that he is quite interesting and asks if he is heading towards the wilderness as well. He tells Chen to come with them if he is going there, but Chen leaves saying that he prefer to travel alone. But young master notices that Chen is of divine level in creation class, which he found interesting, and Zheng Tai says, I messed up the task you gave me, how about I keep going? And young master replies, Humph, how long will you take again? I found out that she had escaped from the city and is probably going to cross the wilderness to the nearest station. Young master leaves saying, to make sure she does not reaches the station alive, and orders him to call back all the retainers and follow him to the wilderness. Back to Chen as he thinks, humans have dominated this planet and built countless cities, but with the arrival of era of job transfers, secret realms, beast tides and dungeons, our homes have been invaded and this tremendous power is trying to reshape everything. Now only those who pursue power will return to these places to fight monsters, upgrade and seize wealth, and these places are what we call wilderness. As he arrives at some huge broken building, he feels like that he is lost. Chen thinks, Goblin's Nest should be in this direction, but it's almost late at night and I still haven't reached. There were many monsters scattered along the way as well, but now I don't see any. The devouring value they provide is too low, and I am unable to find any monster nest with boss. I might have to delay going to night watch, and I need to include the time to turn around as well. As the weather changes and rain starts pouring, we see a monster is sneaking behind Chen while he thinks that the rain feels like wave of magic and wonders if he has entered a nest. It's great even if it's wrong nest, since he would be able to find monster in it. He notices the huge spider-like creature crawling right above him. Little Nine asks if she should help, and Chen replies no need, since this opponent isn't high level, just has a large body. As the monster attacks him with one of his leg, Chen dodges all the strikes. He jumps right above him, preparing to attack, and punches him, which makes him fall down. Little Nine tells him to look over there, and we see a huge amount of spider monsters surrounding Chen. He takes out his weapon and tells Little Nine she can eat all she want now. As he starts to slash apart bunch of them with extreme speed, while thinking it's better to fight them at wilderness since you get XP right after killing them, and with a single sweep it has increased a lot. At this rate, we can level up 2 times if we fight monsters on their way back. And just like that all the bodies starts to pile up and he orders Little Nine to eat them all. But Little Nine notices something more delicious and Chen replies that it should be the boss, and he orders her to find him. But he suddenly hears the sound, ouch, and gets confused, as he sees a girl laying on the ground and thinks if that is actually a monster. The girl suddenly wakes up, confused, and wondering where is she? As Chen asks her if she is awake, she immediately jumps back in fear of him, asking him, who is he? And Chen tells her to calm down, and that he is just here to hunt monsters, he isn't gonna hurt her. She replies that she remembers him, as he was the one who ambushed her just now. Chen apologizes and says he thought she was a monster. She blushes and calls Chen rude for saying that, as she checks her body for any damage or harm, while Chen looks at her and notes that she seems fine even after taking a full attack and wonders who is she. She uses her ring to check time and says that she wasted too much time here, and at this rate they will catch up with her. Chen wonders if she is being chased and asks her if something is wrong, and why she seems to be in such a hurry to leave. She smiles and makes an excuse that she isn't in good shape and there are monsters here so we'll get going, while telling Chen that he can continue hunting monsters, and tries to leave saying goodbye, while Chen thinks that she sucks at acting. Chen thinks if the monsters are chasing her, then he can go with her and collect more devouring value, but if it's other awakened then it would be dangerous since the wilderness is a lawless place and people kill and steal from each other, and thinks to go and ask her again. Little Nine informs Chen that a lot of things are heading his way. As Chen says, it should be monsters, it's great, but then he gets shocked seeing their numbers which are far more than he imagined them to be. As he thinks this was probably what she was running from, but he won't have to worry since it's not other awakeners. He gets ready to fight, and tells Little Nine to go into mist form. As the monster attacks him, but Chen slashes him apart easily. And he notes that these monsters seems quicker than before and one even sneak attacks him, which again surprises him. but he is still able to take care of them relatively easily and realizes something is off. And he even notes that they seems to be taking turns while attacking, and realizes that the boss behind them is controlling them and making them attack in formation. As he thinks, thousands of monsters with same mind, no wonder no one is here, and he sets his eyes on the boss as the first target now. Just as he thinks it's going to be difficult, Little Nine comes out and says that she can understand them and they seems to be challenging the master, which surprises Chen. She gets pissed and lets out a roar, shouting arrogant things, which makes all the monsters scramble away. Chen thinks the monsters are mess, perhaps it's due to them being insects as well, as Little Nine informs him that she has cut off the connection between them, and Chen thinks that he didn't knew he could use this skill this way as well, and it makes things easier. Both Little Nine and Chen gets ready to directly kill the boss now. He tells Little Nine to stick close, and he rushes towards the boss, obliterating all the monsters in his path while saying that these monsters are weaklings without the boss controlling them. He reaches the boss and jumps right above him, and thinks that they only have one target, which is him who gives the most devouring value. As he strikes down the boss in a single blow, while declaring that it's finally time to create his insect swarm. As the boss dies, Chen thinks that as long as his level increases, his power will keep growing, and that even now his individual combat power matches that of a 25th level combat type awakener. As he looks over to the remaining insect groups who starts to retreat, as Chen notes that they sense there is no point in fighting anymore. He decides to not chase them as completing his insect swarm comes first, as he orders Little Nine to devour the boss monster. Chen notes that elite level monsters provide better devouring value and that it was a good idea to chase after them since it accelerated the growth of his swarm as well, as finally the devouring value gets maxed out. Little Nine informs that she can begin with reproduction now, and Chen orders her to start doing so. As the notification pops up that he has started the reproduction of insect swarm and that his growth acceleration skill is also being used to accelerate the growth, which surprises him as he didn't knew he could also use it for that. As the process finishes, he gets new skills, which are Insect Nest and Overlord, as he looks up in the sky in shock upon seeing his insect swarm. We see it's a huge number of insects flying in the sky, to which Chen remarks, is a grandiose sight. As Chen thinks it's a huge quantity, the first production alone reached 2,000 offsprings, and wonders how big the swarm would be for the third and fourth generation, as he touches them and says they are really bonded to him, and he has also seems to have gotten new skills, the ability to camouflage and self-destruct, which both seems quite useful. As Little Nine comes from behind and hugs him, Chen pats her on the head and notes that there aren't any big changes to Little Nine herself. Little Nine tells Chen that she wants to rest, as he gets confused, and she returns back to his subconsciousness. Chen smiles and notes the sign on his hand and thinks that this is the space where the swarm resides, which is great since they can be hidden easily and he won't have to worry about being discovered anymore. However, the max level seems to be a fixed level functional skill, and notes that Little Nine is already asleep, and it seems that she has to sleep even after consuming a large amount of insects. As Chen remembers that he got the Overlord skill as well, and decides to try it out. We see the insect swarm responds to it, and Chen notes, so that is how it works. He realizes it's the skill which controls the swarm and that it's so easy, as simple as moving his arms. And not only that, he can share his vision with the insects as well, as he sees through their eyes and notes, so that's how it looks, and even finds a bunch of monsters hidden. As his swarm gets ready, Chen tells them that you guys seems quite excited as well. He tells them to come as he wants to try out the new skills. As he arrives, a huge explosion happens, while he walks from in between the monsters, radiating the corrosive aura. The monster starts to die automatically as they come in touch with his aura. Chen says, with this swarm, he hardly needs to take any action anymore. The poison's mist has expanded and it devours faster and wider, and with the shared vision skill as well, ordinary monsters won't be able to hide anymore, as he notes that he will be able to make another swarm soon. He opens up the system to check the amount of devouring value he requires to level up next, and gets shocked seeing it. Now we switch scenes, as a guy comes back to his hideout and his boss asks him what took him so long and what happened at the spider nest, and the guy replies that someone has cleared the area and there are no monsters left. His boss gets surprised hearing that, and the guy replies that it's for real, as the boss thinks that it's quite shocking and wonders if it's the work of Night Raid, but quickly dismisses the thought since it isn't their style, and then thinks it might be work of some powerful family or group, and now they have no choice but to rob some victim to get that bottle of spider venom that their employer wanted. Suddenly they all notices someone is coming, and we see it's Chen, who says he finally found other awakeners. He tells them not to worry as he is just here to trade for some food with them, as the boss smirks and thinks he was scared for no reason. It's just one person and tells Chen he will trade with him, but the food in wilderness is not cheap, so what is he planning to trade it with? Chen replies that he has valuable items with him. Hearing that, they all get excited and starts to draw their weapon to loot Chen. But Chen summons the insect swarm and tells them, how is this? They are quite good, aren't they? As they all get scared, and in shock realizes that he was the one who took care of all the monsters by himself. Chen tells them that he knew what they were going to do, and we see that Chen's level has increased to 17 as well. He tells them to take what they want and get lost since he is in bad mood, and they all run away. He uses his ability and orders the insect to guard the surrounding area, as he thinks that as a side effect of getting a swarm he is starting to get hungry faster as well, same as what happened when he first got Little 9, and that he thought the devouring value will increase faster after getting a swarm, but not only that, the amount required also increased by double, which Chen notes will take him forever. And now the devouring value boss provide is also just a drop in bucket. Even if he clears all the nest available to public, it still might not be enough to start the next production. However, Animal Nest and Secret Realm that Nightwatch has isn't for public, so in order to use that he has to report to Nightwatch as quickly as possible. As he looks at his hand and notices that Little 9 is still asleep, and perhaps taking the swarm took quite a toll on her. Suddenly he notices something, and wonder why is that guy here, and that he smells a battle, along with a lot of people as well, as he wonders what is happening. Suddenly the girl from back then bumps into him, and breaks her spell as she notices it's that guy again, and Chen gets surprised as well, as she notices that he is the one who cleared the spider nest and begs Chen to not tell them that she was here. Chen thinks that he didn't even notice her until she got so close, and realizes that she must be the person that those people were chasing, but notices that it's too late to leave now, as we see that those people arrive, as the guy tells Chen that it's him again, and what a sight it is to be camping out alone, as the guy with young master asks Chen if he saw a girl run just now, and if he don't tell, they will kill him for real. But the young master tells him to hold, as he sits with Chen and tells him that he leveled up quickly for a creation type, and even though the day isn't over he is already level 16, and that he is getting even more interested in him, but right now he have something urgent to do. He points his sword towards Chen and asks him if he saw a black-haired girl, and Chen thinks that he has a strong aura, he must be over level 30, and even more he was able to tell his profession and level just by a glance. He must have some appraisal equipment with him. He points them away, and says that he saw someone walking there, although he isn't sure since he isn't a perception type. The guy gets up and tells him that he will believe him, but advises him to be more honest. He warns Chen while leaving that if he gets to know he is helping her, then Jin Empire's Xiao family will not let him be, as Chen realizes that they are a family from the Jin Empire. Chen explains that families from Jin Empire have long history, and all of them are high-ranking officials. They are mysterious and rarely appears unless some major disaster occurs. Some of them are even powerful enough to destroy entire continent. It's a bad idea to be remembered by those kind of people. And he thinks that he cannot stay here, it's not safe, and the girl comes out as well, thinking that she is saved. Chen grabs her and tells her to come with him, as even last time she almost screwed him over, and this time as well, and asks her for the truth on why are they chasing her. She explains that her family owns freight station. Those people were tempted for money and wanted to steal things they were escorting, so they killed everyone, but she escaped, and they are chasing her because they are afraid she will leak everything and spread rumors. She tells Chen that she will repay him in the future for helping her, and Chen tries to leave saying that he wouldn't want to get involved in her shit. But they suddenly feel something, and the girl says someone had casted a barrier spell. They've been detected. The guy tells them to come out now, and Chen thinks it's too late to leave now, and they won't believe him even if he says that he doesn't know her, and notices that there are quite a lot of people. As the young master tells Chen he knew he was lying and orders his men to catch them both. The girl asks the young master that he took everything from her Luo family, why does he want to kill her as well? To which he replies he doesn't need a reason, as Chen takes notes of her family name. The girl warns him that Luo family won't leave him alive if he kills her, and they all laugh as the young master says, so you guys think you are great just because you have money? You guys would have been wiped out 100 years ago if not for our family. In the eyes of Xiao family you are nothing but peasants, only livestocks, and even if they want to investigate, there would be nothing left to do so, as the young master uses a skill to trap them which the girl notices is the Xiao family's prisoner dragon formation. He orders them follow his words and leave no one alive. He stops them for a bit and tells them even though that girl must die, I am interested in that creation type awakener. He gives Chen an offer to join him and capture that girl to work with them. As the girl gets worried thinking he will also, but Chen laughs and says, you sure know how to make suggestions, and tells them to go to hell. I refuse, come at me, if you want to fight. As young master orders them to kill him, and they all starts to jump him, telling each other to not be careless with him. They get informed that he uses poison, so don't attack head on, but Chen starts using his plant skill this time instead. They all get trapped from the roots, as they get surprised thinking that poison wasn't the only thing he can use. Jiang Chen cuts the plants, but young master warns them that he is only using them to block vision. But Chen has already summoned the insect swarm, as they attack the trapped enemies. Jiang Chen gets shocked as his weapon breaks, and realizes that he can summon monsters as well, and they can spread poison as well. Chen says, caught you, but young master jumps off from Jiang Chen's shoulder, and prepares to attack. Chen realizes that he is faster than the poison mist and young master uses an attack called Kongning 9 Forms. First form, Xiao family's secret technique, chasing dragons. Young master says he already knew he was difficult to deal with, but he is only level 15 and quite slow, but he gets shocked upon seeing something. We see the girl using her barrier to protect Chen, as Chen notes that she is a defense type. Young master attacks again, but Chen immediately uses his insects to swarm him with it and Jiang Chen rushes to save him. As young master grabs hold of Jiang Chen and uses him as a shield to defend from attacks, as Chen remarks how nasty he is for using his own men to block the attack. As young master tells Jiang Chen that if he can take hit for him, then he didn't die in vain, and tells Chen that he is indeed strong, and he can't believe he is forcing him to use a dragon pill. Young master declares that this is the end, and with his next attack he will be slicing his head off. We see a dragon forming behind the young master as Chen gets ready as well. He uses Kongning 9 Forms, second form, Dragon Subduing Slash, which sends a huge slash onto Chen in a form of a dragon. The girl gets her shield up to guard against the attack. She says that his strength has gone up since taking the pill, her shield won't hold out for much longer, as Chen thinks his attacks are lethal, and it's surprising that he still has that much power left. Seeing the cruel and extraordinary strength of his attack, Chen decides that he has to go all out to deal with this kind of guy, he cannot show any mercy. Seeing his strength, young master also gets surprised, and the girl also wonders that if he is really a creation type. As he tells his huge insect swarm to go forth, and they all attack the young master. The young master again tries to attack saying, regardless of amount they are still insects, to which Chen replies, really? As all of the insects starts to heal, which shocks the young master as he wonders what the hell are they, while Chen looks on and says, let's see how long you last. The young master notices that the dragon chi he is emitting is being swallowed up. One of the insects finally gets through and bites his hand, and affects it with poison making it useless and unable to wield a sword. Realizing that he has no choice, he uses Life Jade Protector, while mocking Chen, saying, does he really think a few broken insect could take him down? As Chen notes that the treasure is quite powerful and uses his Overlord Devour skill on it, but the shield remains unaffected. Young master tells Chen, stop wasting your energy, this shield blocks all the external attacks, it's impossible to harm me now, it is really unexpected that you could push me to use this, you are indeed insane, but you have shown all your trump cards now. He gets close to Chen and again offers him to join the Xiao family, as this is something many people can only dream of, but Chen replies that he seems quite sheltered if he cannot even see his own situation clearly, to which young master replies to stop his bluffs. And tells him that even if he can't kill him today, he will keep trying, and that he doesn't understand the power of Xiao family, and if he really thinks he can fight against such a family, but Chen smirks and replies, that didn't you say, even if you want to investigate, there must be something you can trace, what will happen if you die without even leaving a single hair behind? As just then we see Little Nine standing behind them, in her huge form. As she tells Chen that Little Nine has woken up, and it's time to eat, since she is starving, as looking at it, young master gets scared. She strikes him with her large fang-like legs and pins him onto the wall. As young master in shock, thinks what kind of insect is this, and Chen tells him that he and his jade protector will be good nutrients for Little Nine. As Little Nine attacks him again, this time breaking down his shield. Coughing blood, young master in shock thinks that the shield was supposed to be invincible as the treasure of Xiao family. as the attack this time completely eradicates every trace of young master, leaving only a pile of blood. As Chen recalls her back, while saying that Xiao family is nothing much, while the girl behind him thinks that he is too scary. And now that I know his secret, is he going to kill me to keep my mouth shut? As Chen takes notice of her and says, "Right, you're still here." Chen tries to intimidate her and asks, what should he do with her, and to give him a reason to let her live. She bows down and offers her a treasure worth 10 million which was on her, calling it basically her lifeline. Chen tells her that she is quite sincere, but it's a pity that she knows too much, and she knows how to lie as well. She gets scared and tries to take an oath that she, Luo Sandao, swears to the heavens that if she lied to her benefactor, she would be struck by lightning 5 times, but Chen doubts that it's her real name, and asks did she really thought it through before making up that name. But she replies that she is being serious, and she herself doesn't know what her parents were thinking when they were naming her, and as a proof, she gives him her ID. Seeing the ID picture being different, Chen asks if she is sure that it's her. And she replies that it was a picture that was taken 2 years ago, and she didn't hit her growth spurt back then, and also because she hadn't lost weight. Hearing which, Chen starts to laugh, but once again tells her that it's still not enough guaranteed that she will keep that a secret, as only a dead man tells no tales. But suddenly, she pulls out some kind of scroll and tells Chen to not worry about it, and looking at which, Chen wonders what is it. She replies that it's a seal scroll. If the defaulter reveals the secret, they will immediately die, and she is very scared of death as well. Chen notes that he did not think there would be something like this here, and accepts her promise since she signed the seal scroll, and she thanks him for it. Chen asks her on how much does the scroll cost, and she replies it's about 10 million. Hearing which, he gets angry and says that it means the only valuable item in the storage ring was just used by her. She gets scared and tells him to not be angry, and offers that as long as he can bring her home, her parents will definitely treat him fairly. But Chen starts to leave, saying that he has to report to Night Watch tomorrow morning, as there has been too much delay already, and wishes her all the best. She tries to stop him by saying that sending her home is much closer than going to the Night Watch, and her home also has a teleportation station, and he won't be late due to that. Fast forward, and we see Chen arriving at Luo Sandao's, the Luo family mansion. Inside the mansion, we see a huge number of guards kneeling down in front of her mother, as she is very angry at them. The guards apologizes for Sandao's suffering, and tries to calm down her mother by saying that all deserve death for this. Her mother plans on killing the Xiao family, but her husband arrives and tells her to calm down, as the most important thing is that their daughter has returned safely, and the Xiao family is one of the great families from the Zhen Empire. They are not someone they can afford to go against, and upon hearing her name from her parents' mouth, Chen finally believes that her name really is Luo Sandao. Her father goes towards Chen, and thanks him for saving their daughter, and gives him a black card. Her mom tells Chen that she has arranged a breakfast, so he should eat before leaving, as the teleportation will only take a few moments. Chen accepts the black card, and hesitates for the breakfast, but his stomach starts growling, and he gets embarrassed and accepts to eat a little. We see the empty food plates piled up, as Chen notes that the more insects he controls, the more his food intake increases. Her parents are surprised, and wonders if this is called eating a little, and Sandao tells Chen to eat as much as he likes as there is no rush. Sandao's parents are quite impressed by Chen, as their daughter informed them that Chen is a creation type, yet also a divine level, and he is also a newly awakened who can already save someone from the hands of the Xiao family, and her dad says that although Sandao won't admit it, Chen is quite useful, and handsome as well, and we can see Sandao blushing slightly while watching Chen eat. Her parents gives each other the look, and notes that if Chen can help them fight against Xiao family, and also someone who can protect their daughter. Suddenly, they both go over to Chen and her mom asks him if she has a girlfriend, and if not, her daughter is free, and that her hidden profession is also pretty good, along with that she is also skilled in doing business and financial management, and her dad adds that the most important thing is, their Sandao has a golden figure, 36, 24, 36, she got both beauty and brains. He gives Chen a thumbs up while saying that he is already thinking of the name of his grandchild. Hearing this all, Sandao freaks out and Chen is also shocked. Chen quickly takes his leave while thanking them, and her dad tells him that they will talk about it next time again. Both of them starts teasing Sandao, with her dad saying that his son-in-law has left, and as his wife, she should see him out, and her mom tells her to not worry, as the black card that her dad gave him also had a tracking device, so she can follow him wherever he goes, while Sandao is embarrassed and tells them to quit it already. Though she thinks that even though he is super strong and handsome, he is also quite scary, and starts to blush thinking about him. Now at Xiao family, Xiao Yuanshan is quite angry as he notes that Yuan Wu's life jade was shattered, and tells his men to do a thorough investigation, as they obliges and replies that they will send someone to investigate. Xiao Beihan tells his grandpa to calm down, as his cousin was in his 20s and only just got to level 30 in second transfer, making the loss of jade quite a waste, and calls it nothing regrettable, as he was just useless, not worth someone to get angry for. His grandpa replies that Yuan Wu's qualification was indeed mediocre, and far more inferior to his, but he was his grandson in the end. As such, the culprit must know who he messed with, and he also wants to know who in the territory of Daxia has the courage to go against him. Beihan tells him to not worry, as after he finishes up participating in Tianjiao camp, he will slaughter them, no matter who they are. Now switching scenes to Night Watch base office, as Chen arrives, Ji Gang is happy to see him. He tells Chen that they were waiting for him, and introduces him to rest of the team. First up is Yunxiaka, level 45 support. She used to be the youngest, but the spot was snatched by Chen. She is very shocked seeing how handsome Chen is, and says it's going to be her first time working with such a handsome person while blushing. Second is Duan Feng, level 49, shooter, does not say much and is quite proud. Third, Chu Bulang, level 49, armored warrior. He is small, but very resilient, and he is also very talkative, who is very excited upon meeting Chen, as he is a divine level, as he will get to boast about working with someone like him. Fourth, Tang Jin, level 61, fire mage. She is also the deputy commander and great at cooking. She greets Chen and tells him to follow her from now on, and he would get to eat great meals. Chen thanks everyone, while saying that a mere creation type like him is not much, while thinking that everyone is being too enthusiastic, as usually people are not generally favorable to a divine level creation type. But Ji Gang tells him there is nothing wrong with being a creation type, as a divine level is divine level. They are not looking down on him, especially since he chose them as it's going to be his home in the future. Meanwhile, Chen thinks that he just wanted to come to gather resource and hide his identity, but upon hearing all this, he starts to change his mind. Ji Gang tells him that it's time to get down to business, and they would like to sign him up for Tianjiao training camp in 3 days to get some resources, but there is a condition to be above level 20, and he doesn't know how many levels more will Chen require. Chen replies that he is already at level 17, and Ji Gang gets shocked upon hearing it. He then starts laughing hearing it, calling him a divine talent, and says it's not difficult to level up 3 more times, and he would sign him up later. Suddenly they all get on guard upon noticing something. Ji Gang asks him if he was dealing with any powerful people these past few days, as there is an unknown third transfer awakener who is using his divine sense to investigate his whereabouts. Hearing which, Chen wonders if it's the Xiao family. We then see Ji Gang telling Xiao Qi that they are leaving this to her, and she uses her ability and creates a soundproof barrier so they can talk easily. Ji Gang asks Chen if there is anything to say, he should tell them instead of keeping it to himself, and Chen reveals that he killed Xiao Yuan Wu yesterday, though he did not leave any traces behind, so he doesn't know how they found out. Both Ji Gang and Tang Jin get shocked upon hearing that, and they confirm if it was the grandson of Xiao Yuanshan, to which Chen replies, he thinks so, and he might have done something troublesome for them. Ji Gang tells him that it's well known that the Xiao family has committed many evil deeds. The younger generations have also committed a lot of crimes in recent years, but what he did is also considered doing harm to the people. Although the Xiao family is terrifying, he has heard Yuan Wu was the least promising and least favored, so Yuan Shan might not personally take any action. Tang Jin adds, they cannot sit idle either, as he must be sending someone else then. Seeing them, Chen thinks that as an orphan, although he had neighbors to support him since he was young, it's still the first time that he is feeling at home. Ji Gang then realizes something, that even if Yuan Wu was not talented, he should have passed the second transfer already. He then grabs Chen and asks on how did a level 17, first transfer, creation type like him killed a second transfer, level 30 in battle, and Chen tells him to calm down and says that he was helped by someone. Ji Gang asks, who? And Chen replies that it was Jiangnan Luo family, Luo Sandao. She has a hidden profession of the defense type. They are quite surprised knowing that, as they are the richest business family in Jiangnan, and their only daughter, Luo Sandao. Ji Gang laughs while telling him not bad, as the Luo family is not a fighting family, but nothing beats them when it comes to wealth. If Chen were to have any difficulties, the Luo family would not stand idly by. Once again, Ji Gang realizes something, that if Luo Sandao is a defense type, she should not have much attack power, which can only mean one thing. As such, Chen reveals that he has two professions, a hidden profession, poison type. Ji Gang is once again shocked and elated as he asks him, how many more surprises is he hiding, and shakes his hand, but Chen warns him that it's very poisonous. But he ignores his warning, while saying that his defense is quite high, and Tang Jin notices something and is shocked, as we see the poison start to affect Ji Gang. As such, Chen tells Ji Gang that his defense broke, but Ji Gang tells him to get lost, as it was only because he was not guarding against it. He then calls Xiao Qi to lend him a hand, who chuckles and agrees to do so. They all sit down and Xiao Qi starts healing Ji Gang, as Chen tells him that he did warn him that it was very poisonous, and Ji Gang replies that the more skills he have, the happier he would be. However, although he has good talent, when it comes to matters like the Xiao family, he should forget about registering for the Qianjiao camp. Although they can obtain many good resources, he believes that the Xiao family will also participate in it, and they cannot take risk like that for some resources. Chen asks him, what kind of resources would be there, and he replies that it's just beast essence, equipment, and so on, and if he can rank among the top, there will be rewards such as mysterious fruits and secret realm, scrolls, but he should forget about it. Upon hearing the rewards, Chen is shocked, as these resources are much better than hunting beasts on his own, and with this, he might be able to make another swarm again. Hence, Chen asks Uncle Ji to let him participate in it, as he is not afraid, and is confident that he can protect himself. Ji Gang replies that he will think about it. Now at Xiao family, by the West Lake, we see someone splitting it apart using their power. It's Beihan, as the guard standing behind him starts to compliment his combat prowess and ability, but he tells them to stop talking nonsense, and asks them if they found out what they were told to investigate. They inform him that they learned that young Master Yuan Wu had some business with a woman named Luo Sandao. In addition, Luo Sandao once traveled with a person named Jiang Chen. Beihan remembers that the girl from Luo family does not have any combat power, and wonders who is Jiang Chen. The guard replies that Jiang Chen was just awakened as a divine-level creation type, and went on to night watch. It was also found that he and Luo Sandao had signed up for the Qianjiao camp, but for now, these two people are only suspects, and there is no conclusive evidence yet. Beihan smirks and says that suspicion is good enough, and a divine-level creation type is also interesting, and since they signed up for the Qianjiao camp, there is no need for him to make a special trip to kill them anymore. Back to the Night Watch office, Ji Gang tells him that although he has signed him up for the Qianjiao camp, he still feels uneasy, and just in case, he has found a strong ally for him among the applicants. Her name is Mu Hanqiu, the little princess of the Mu family. Before going, he should accompany her to a secret realm to level up and also establish a relationship with her. And he has heard that not only does she look stunning, she is also the same age as him, and when she comes, he should try to win her over using his looks. And suddenly the doorbell rings and the door opens. Mu Hanqiu arrives, telling Ji Gang that she asked to borrow someone from him through Uncle Li, but he declined back then. What caused him to change his mind? Ji Gang replies, yesterday, he did not agree because he was angry with her grandfather, and today he agreed because there was an additional condition, which is to bring Jiang Chen along. Hanqi, annoyed, replies that she is already giving him a level 30 secret realm scroll for free. Does he still have to negotiate terms? And Ji Gang replies, everyone takes what they need, and she also has called on him before when she was looking for someone with reliable combat experience, since the secret realm restricts the entry below level 50. She comes over to Chen and asks him his combat power, and he replies, level 17, creation type. She is surprised to know that, and calls him useless for being a rookie at level 17, not to mention a garbage creation type as well. Ji Gang gets angry and tells her that she should also forget to call him when she enters any secret realm next time, and how can she talk like that to his Chen, as he is someone who is divine level and also has dual profession. Uncle Li tries to calm him down, and tells him that Hanqi was recently dumped, hence she is not stable right now. She does not have anything against him, hearing which, she gets embarrassed. She tells Uncle Li to stop saying anything else, as she has accepted his conditions, while Chen is annoyed, thinking it's too much to take in. Fast forward to the secret realm, beautiful village, level 30. We see Duan Feng, who is going to be the one to lead the party, as he informs everyone to remember to immediately return to the teleportation stone if they find themselves accidentally get left alone and encounter any danger. Although the probability of secret realm mutation is relatively low, if anything still happens, everyone should return immediately here and exit the secret realm. Hanki tells Chen to not cry and drag them down as soon as they enter, hearing which, Chen thinks she is quite crazy. While going in, Chen thinks that even though it's a level 30 realm, he doesn't know why, but he is having a bad feeling about this. Chu Bulang notes that the village is quite nice looking, and wonders where are the monsters, and Duan Fang replies that they are probably inside the houses, and they should search through them. Duan Fang orders Chu Bulang to aggro and tank the monsters, and he would be the main damage dealer. Xiao Qi will support at the back with Chen. As they arrive at the village, Duan Fang tells them to stop, as there is something strange about this stone plaque. Xiao Qi says that she can feel a revolting dark energy in this village. As such, she casts a cleansing spell buff on everyone first. Chen thinks that it's quite amazing, not only it clears his mind, but his agility and energy has increased as well. Suddenly the sky turns ominous and we see a black miasma gathering there. Duan Fang notices something is wrong and orders everyone to run and return immediately, but as he is speaking he starts to get sucked in. And we learn it's a mutant secret realm. We see Chen gets alone and notes that it's the Dead Spirit Village. The secret realm has mutated from ordinary level to nightmare level, and everyone has dispersed due to the mutation as well. And at his current fighting level, fighting the level 30 nightmare level secret realm alone would be too risky. As such, he thinks to return back and go back to the teleportation stone. He kicks open a door, and inside he finds there is no way out, and only a bunch of coffins. He wonders if he is imagining things or the portrait is smiling at him. Suddenly the coffin starts to open up and we see a bunch of dead spirit comes out of it. Chen notes they are immune to physical damage and decides to use poison instead. We see him escaping from the middle of them and drowning them completely in poison. As he escapes outside, we see they are completely unharmed and Chen thinks that he knew it, as poison is also considered a physical attack and won't do much, and suddenly, Little Nine acts up, wanting to eat food. She comes out excitedly saying that she wants to eat food while looking at them, and Chen asks her if she can eat them, as eating should be considered a physical attack as well. But she replies, she can eat and it looks taste, hence, Chen tells her to go forth, but if she is unable to do it, she should not force herself and come back before getting in trouble. Little Nine rushes at them, saying that she is strong. We see her easily going through and destroying them, while being completely elated from getting to eat them all. Seeing this, Chen remembers that Little Nine comes from the abyss like the undead, and belongs to the dark species, and after obtaining the evolution skill, Little Nine can grow in the Lord of Abyss, much higher than these low-level undead. After realizing that they can be eaten, he calls forth his swarm, and orders them to spread out and to make sure to not be seen by other humans. Fast forward, and we see Chen leveling up again. He notes that it's quite quick, and in just over 10 seconds, he gained 50,000 experience and leveled up. This secret realm turned out to be a complete treasure for him. He then moves on to the creepy portrait to investigate it, and we see the portrait is not smiling anymore, which prompts Chen to ask it on why are you not smiling. Chen asks Little Nine if she can eat the portrait as well, hearing which its expression changes. It gets scared and breaks into pieces, and a notification pops congratulating him in scaring the necromancer guard, level 35 to death. We see switch scenes to Duan Fang, who is seemingly having a hard time in dealing with all the undead. Though fortunately he had a magic weapon on him, otherwise he would not have been able to deal with the undead. He starts worrying about Chen as he is below level 20 and wonders how will he explain to the boss if something were to happen. Suddenly he gets a notification about his teammate killing bunch of low-level spirits and even a necromancer guard and gaining lots of experience. In shock, he wonders who could be the one to be able to kill all these monsters instantly in a secret realm. He first guessed Bulang, but it's impossible as his physical properties are very passive, and Xiao Qi does have light mana which can restrain them, but not kill them instantly, and Chen is even more impossible. Aside from low level, his poison or the growth of all things won't affect any of the undead. He then wonders if it's Hanxiu, and thinks if she is really this strong. But regardless, he considers it a good thing that there is someone who can easily kill the monsters in their party, meaning they can save others, as he runs towards Chen to save him. We switch scenes to Hanxiu and she is running away from the undead, heavily injured. Thinking that she cannot die, as she have a hidden profession and also want to participate in the Chenjiao camp and reinstate her family, but she is running out of energy and cannot use her skill anymore. She starts to get scared of death and wants to return to her home. Suddenly, she notices something, and wonders what is this, and sees the dead spirits running away. She wonders if it's due to the teammate who was easily able to kill all the undead just now. She notes that it's an incredibly powerful aura, and if she holds on, she would be saved. But while running, she suddenly trips and we see the spirits about to attack her, as she calls out for help, consumed with fear of death. But much to her shock, Chen arrives in front of her, as she wonders how is it possible. She tries to reach out to Chen, asking for help. Chen grabs her hand and throws her forward, telling her to run faster and not block his way. She falls on the ground, and gets up, trying to tell him something, but is left shocked upon seeing something. We see him easily taking care of all the dead spirits, making Hanshio call it so cool. Seeing it, she wonders if it's really the power of creation type trash, but she remembers that he had dual professions, noting that this poison type is his true self. She starts blushing heavily, and notes that her heart is beating so fast, and thinks that it must be due to the poison. Fast forward to half an hour later, Bulang comments that the dead spirits are very annoying, and Duanfang agrees, but calls it quite strange that there weren't any more when he passed by that house, and Xiaoqi wonders if it was Hanshio who cleared all the dead spirits, and wonders if she had some secret treasure because she is too strong. Duanfang hopes that Chen is okay, and Xiaoqi notes some signs of battle ahead, and it also looks recent. As they arrive, she notes that these are pieces of dead spirits. Duanfang tells her to search around, since if anything happened to Cheng, none of them would be able to handle the consequences. As they're going around, they are shocked upon finding Hanshio and Cheng sitting together surrounded by a bunch of dead spirit corpses. Bulang wonders if it's really Chen, and Xiaoqi says it is, but Duanfang tells them to hold it, because it's very strange, as how can Mu Hanshio be like a servant, beating Chen's back, and assumes that those two people are likely to be the boss and has transformed to trick them. But as Chen and Hanshio notice them, Chen tries to go over to them, telling Duanfang that the boss altar should be in the backyard, but they all get on guard first and Duanfang tells him to answer some of his questions first. But Hanshio gets in front of Chen, telling Duanfang that he has to go through her first if he got anything to do with Chen. But Chen pushes her away, and tells Duanfang that he knows what they are thinking, but he is not a monster, but too charming, and if he doesn't believe it, Chen correctly says their boss name and that Aunt Tang is the best cook. Hearing this all, they all finally believes him and Xiaoqi immediately goes over to him in worry and asks if he is injured. Chen tells them both to act properly, and Hanshio gets all submissive telling Chen to not be angry on her, as she will listen properly. Seeing this scene, both Duanfang and Bulang are left astonished, with Bulang being a little envious. Chen gets annoyed, and tells everyone that it's enough, and asks if they want to fight the boss or not, and they finally get themselves together. Chen kicks open the door to the boss's altar, and we see all of them entering. We see the boss is huge, and a level 45, dead spirit leader. Duanfang tells everyone to be careful, as he will get its attention, and tells Hanshio to protect Chen, and Xiaoqi to keep the buff constant and dodge the attacks, with Bulang dealing damage but keeping safety as his priority, and they cannot afford to make any mistake. They all quickly get on guard upon seeing the boss move, but much to all of their shock, the boss bows down in front of them. They all are shocked to see him begging, and Chen steps forward, saying that since everyone is injured, he would take care of this, and thinks that it's a good chance for Little Nine to eat. Little Nine comes out and eats the boss whole, and we see the notification of the boss getting defeated and Little Nine gaining experience and Chen also leveling up. They all get a notification about defeating the final boss and clearing the secret realm, and the rewards also starts getting calculated. They all are shocked upon seeing the boss defeated just like that, and Duanfang realizes that it was Chen who instantly defeated all the dead spirits. Chen replies that he was just lucky that his poison was effective against them. We then see all of them getting rewards and grades, as they note that the equipment reward for individual reward is already quite good, but the team reward is even better, and they have never gotten this much before. They all thanks Chen, as he basically carried them for the whole secret realm. Chen notes that as expected from a level 30 secret realm, the drop rate of good items is awesome, and these equipment are probably worth billions. Among them, he notices an invisibility cloak, which he finds useful, and for the rest of them, he decides to sell in exchange for blood essence for his young insects. We then see a notification, telling everyone to exit the secret realm as soon as possible, as it's about to disappear, and Chen notes that the devouring value has increased significantly, and if they drink some blood essence, he should be able to get another swarm soon. Now at the Night Watch office building, Ji Gang is shocked upon all the revelations that the secret realm mutated, Chen conquering Mu Hanshio and also carrying the whole team. He tells everyone to leave, as he wants to talk to Chen alone. Chen gets nervous and Ji Gang tells him to be honest with him, as his reasoning that his poison can work against dead spirits can deceive Du and Fang and the others, but not him. Ji Gang starts to release his aura, tells Chen to be honest and asks him, what else is he hiding? Chen wonders if he would have to reveal his insects to him, as they are calamities from ancient time, and wonders, if people were to know about them, would they let him go? As Ji Gang tries to intimidate him, Chen starts to get nervous. Suddenly, he pats him on the back, laughing and saying that even a guy like him can get nervous, and asks what happened to his courage when he was in Secret Realm, as Chen replies, that it really scared him. Ji Gang replies that it's not like he wanted to scare him, it's just if he does not want to say it right now, then he doesn't want to force him either. The more cards he has in his hands, the more happier he would be in the future, and the Night Watch will depend on him to create more glory. Chen tells him to rest assured, as he would at least give him a set of epic level equipment later on. Ji Gang laughs and replies that he get it, that he is not playing around with that, and Chen replies that he is serious about it. But suddenly, Ji Gang tells him that it's good that he has cards up his sleeves, but there are more things that he needs to explain, and pulls out some captured people from his ability, seeing which Chen is confused. Ji Gang explains that these guys are, at the very least, 3rd transfer masters above level 60, there are even 2 level 90 or above 4th transfer great masters, and he cannot handle any of them, he is simply collecting corpses. Seeing them, Chen gets worried and asks if they were trying to kill him, and Ji Gang tells him to stop dreaming, and these people were going to kill Mu Hanqiu, but they were secretly taken care of by her guardian. He then questions, why did the assassins target her, and Ji Gang hands him over a scroll, telling him to take a look at it. We see it's a Daxia genius hunting list, and he notes that these are all the names that he has not heard before. In it, he is surprised to see the name of Xiao Beihan from the Xiao family, and Ji Gang tells him that these are all the name of top-tier geniuses in his generation, and Beihan is also one of them. They will also participate in the Chenjiao camp of the 8 major zones, and Xiao Beihan will be with him in Jianghan zone. 7th transfer Seal King, 8th transfer Zhen Empire, 9th transfer Wudi, the top 100 genius of Da Xia, with the lowest being descendants of the Seal Kings. And as a descendant of the 12 Seal Kings in Jiangnan, Hanqiu only ranks 77th, however, even so there were countless masters who tried to assassinate her, but they were all killed by her secret guards, indicating the strength of the people backing her. This is the strength of the Seal Kings. With this, he can imagine the strength of the Zhen Empire's Xiao family. Chen asks if he showed him this to warn him about attracting attention in the Chenjiao camp, and he replies that the greater his potential, the more danger he will encounter, so he should not expose his power recklessly unless absolutely necessary. As there are powerful forces behind other geniuses that protect them, and although he does have him, he does not consider himself a skilled, and so far he only had job transfer 3 times, and he is afraid that he won't be able to protect him well. Chen replies that he will remember everything he said, and thinks that not only Uncle Ji not blame him for hiding something from him, he is also trying to protect him with such care. Ji Gang then tells him that speaking of his performance in the Secret Realm, this if it were to spread, his ranking on the list would be higher than Mu Hanqiu. He then asks Chen to tell him honestly on what did he do to Mu Hanqiu, and the Secret Realm is full of dead spirits, making his taste really. But Chen quickly leaves saying that he needs to wash up and sleep, while Ji Gang tells him that he did not say anything bad. Fast forward at his apartment, Chen has acquired 33 3rd rank blood essence, 14 4th rank blood essences, and after selling most of the equipment for these, he should be able to get his second swarm now. He pours them on his hands, while telling his insects it's time to eat, and feeds them the 3rd rank one first. He notes that this is equivalent to an above level 63rd transfer master for humans. It takes hundreds of ferocious beasts to extract a bottle. He has invested a lot of money in this. Little Nine also comes out, saying that she really wants to eat as well, and Chen tells her to not eat now, as it's still early for her reproduction. Hearing which, she starts to cry and Chen gives up and feeds her one of the bottles as well. Next up he feeds them a 4th rank blood essence, equivalent to an above level 94th transfer Great Master. We then see the 9 miasma wings offspring's reproductions completes, and the amount is an astonishing 100,000. They all start to come out, as Chen quickly tries to recall them back as they are currently at his house. He orders them to go back to the insect nest and keep quiet, and to not come out unless they are told to. Looking around, he sees his house a bit damaged and says, "These insects are so terrifying and all they know is how to eat. How is he supposed to manage them?" Chen notes that he has 197 stars, noting that it's increasing quite fast and they are almost catching up with the average third transfer master. With everything set, it's time to wait for tomorrow's Tianjiao camp trip, and once he get to level 30, he would be able to complete his second transfer. And when that happens, he would be able to get a new mother insect. Back at the Night Watch office, Tang Xin is surprised hearing that Jie Gang is wanting his teacher, the Heavenly Blade King, to come forward. She asks if it's really necessary to stir up a crowd like this about Xiao Chen's matter, and he replies that it's just in case. He will definitely encounter that arrogant Xiao Beihan in the Jiangnan zone. What is more serious is that it's impossible to hide secrets in the Tianjiao camp. And there is something on Xiao Chen which makes him feel scared, and he is worried that his poison type is actually taboo. Tang Jin asks how is it possible, and tells him to not scare her like this. Ji Gang tells her that ever since the turbulence caused by the Devourer 600 years ago, and the birth of the forbidden occupation in Daxia, those discovered with it were all immediately killed. But she argues that if Xiao Chen really has a forbidden type, it would have been revealed when he first awakened, and tells Ji Gang that he is simply being too paranoid about it. Ji Gang replies that he hopes he is just being paranoid. Fast forward, Chen arrives in some kind of jungle, as he is trying to find his way, and seems to have lost it again. Suddenly, he hears someone shouting for help. He notices someone hanging up the tree, as the person tells Chen that he is scared of heights. Chen uses his growth of all things and gets him back down from the tree. The guy tells Chen that it was quite scary, and the bird nest did not look that high until he got up there. Chen thinks that this guy was scared of heights but still wanted to get to the nest, and wonders if this is what they call a kiddled. The old guy asks Chen that since he saved him, is there anything he can do for him, and Chen asks if he knows the way to get to the Tianjiao camp. The old guy tells him that he is going there as well, so he can follow him, and Chen thanks him for leading the way. While walking, Chen notices and asks, since he hasn't awakened as well, why doesn't he keep his sword in the inventory space? But the old guy replies that he is not an awakened, he simply trains in sword. Back then, he didn't have the talent. After he failed in awakening, he ran around trying to make a living, but even after 10 years, he couldn't even afford a toilet in the city. At that time, he was completely disheartened and ran into the mountains to seek death, only to find a small hut left by an old hunter and this blade. And then he decided to practice swordsmanship in the mountains every day. After training for 50 years, he suddenly had an epiphany, and asks Chen if it isn't mysterious. Chen awkwardly replies, it is, and the old man asks if he would like to learn from him, as he only knows one move and is about to show it to him. But seeing Chen's demeanor, he laughs it off and says that he got a bit ahead of himself, and he would wait until he wants to learn from him. Suddenly Chen notices something. And it's the Tianjiao camp, but as he looks besides him, he finds the old man gone, and wonders where did he went and calls him quite weird. We get the look of Tianjiao camp, and a huge line of people signing up for it. The instructor there tells everyone who wants to enter to queue up to report and get their identity wristband, and they must not remove the wristband unless they are eliminated. We see Chen receiving his card, and the instructor tells him to not lose it and get ready to enter the camp. We see Sandao and Hanxiu have also arrived, as Sandao refers to Chen as benefactor and Hanxiu calls him master. Seeing them both here, he is quite surprised and thinks that he can close an eye on benefactor, but why is he also a master now? Meanwhile they both know each other as well, as Hanxiu calls Sandao her ex-crush and Sandao calls Hanxiu, pervert Mu Hanxiu. They start bickering with each other, with Sandao telling her to stop with ex-crush, and she has told her many times to not read those Yuri novels and to stop indulging in promiscuous relationship with her girlfriends, but Hanxiu replies that she is right, only now she is understanding how it feels to have her heart moved, and calls Sandao being nothing special. On the other hand, Little Nine is enjoying the show and Chen once again thinks that it's too much information again. Hanxiu clings to Chen and Sandao asks her why is she still stubbornly following her, and she replies, don't be so presumptuous, she is only being with her master, who is Jiang Chen. Hearing it, Sandao laughs at her, saying that she always told her that she is not a Yuri, but now it has come true, and Hanxiu gets embarrassed and replies that Chen really made her heart move. Sandao hugs her, and says that now they are good friends again, and Hanxiu tells her that she feels like they are both best friends and rivals in love now, so they can only consider each other enemies, and hearing this all Chen is annoyed at their girl talk. Suddenly, they notice an explosion and Chen wonders what is happening. Sandao replies that it seems like someone is fighting. One of the instructor comes forward in anger, saying that these guys haven't even entered the camp and are already fighting, do they really wanna die? Chen behind notes that he is the patrol instructor and his strength should be at the level of a 3rd transfer grandmaster. But as soon as he joins the fight, he comes flying back from it and injured badly as well, as tells others to call the higher-ups, as those crazy people are here. Sandow, shocked, says that a 3rd transfer grandmaster was sent flying with a single hit, and wonders who is the person fighting. Hanqiu replies that who else could it be, other than the top performers from the Jiangnan zone. We are first introduced to this short-haired woman, whose name is Tang Ying, an assassin type. She has extremely terrifying strength and she's the youngest gold medal assassin in Tianji Tower. It is also said that recently, in Sakura Empire, a 4th transfer grandmaster was assassinated. Next up, the one who is emitting a blood-red aura all over, he is Bai Feng, also known as the Little Killer God. He is disciple of the Commander-in-Chief of the East China Sea Defense Line, the most brilliant genius in the military region, but he seems to have some psychological problems and easily goes out of control. And the blue-haired one, who is holding the sword, is called Xiao Beifan, and his grandfather is one of the 7 pillars of Daxia. His profession, Qinlian Sword Immortal, is considered god level. Sandow recognizes him as that thieving guy. The epic-level sword that he is holding was apparently stolen from her family, and Chen also takes notice of him, calling him truly deserving of the genius title, as he notes that he is countless times stronger than Xiao Yuan Wu. But he wonders that who is the person who is surrounded by them. Hanqiu replies, he is the invincible descendant, Jiang Wushuang. He is said to have 3 professions, and they are all hidden type. He is obviously unbelievable strong, and they are unable to beat him even with their combined strength. Chen remembers him as the person who is ranked 3rd on the Daxia Genius Hunting list, and wonders if his insect can handle these people. Suddenly we see Beifan up in the sky and lands right on Chen and Sandow's location, though Chen was able to save her from his landing. Beifan tells Wushuang that his fist style is not bad, considering it was able to blow him away. Suddenly Beifan notices Chen, and tells him that he has heard that Xiao Yuan Wu died at his hands. And although he also didn't like that useless person, he will have to die today as well. He was originally planning to finish off Jiang Wushuang first, but since he is here, he would deal with him first. Chen gets ready to fight as well, saying, even if his strength is different, it looks like everyone in the Xiao family shares the same rotten personality. As they both are about to start fighting, Chen remembers his promise to Uncle Ji about not to draw attention, but thinks that there is nothing else he can do in this situation. Suddenly, a sword slash comes flying towards in between them, cutting the ground itself, and someone shouts at them to move aside, as the chief instructor, Heavenly Blade King, has arrived. Blade King tells them, for whoever wants to fight, they have to answer to this sword in his hands. Chen is surprised upon seeing him and remembers that he is the weird old man he met on the way here, and with just a wave of his sword, he shook the 4 geniuses to the point of being unable to move, and his little insects were almost affected by the shock as well. The vice commander tells Senior GU that all 300 geniuses are present, and tells him to prepare to go on stage and host the opening ceremony. Everyone is really shocked to see him, as even with so many camps in Jiangnan, there has not been a king-level figure as they're in charge. They also call it quite strange, as they heard that he was living in seclusion and wonders, why did he came out now? And apparently they heard some instructor talk, that the old master took the initiative himself to ask for this, which makes them curious if he is here to recruit a disciple. And everyone gets hyped up thinking it could be them. All the geniuses are also in shock, as they consider him a legend, with Beifan thinking that once the camp starts he would definitely defeat Wushuang and leave a good impression on the old master, and Wushuang is also hyped up, deciding to do anything to make him his master. Chen asks Sandow and Hanqiu if they know that powerful old master, and Sandow replies, of course, as she has been hearing his legend since she was young. He is not an awakener, but is able to suppress a group of 7th transfer Seal Kings, and become the #1 Seal King under the Zhen Empire. His abilities are even comparable to that of an 8th transfer from Zhen Empire. He once even slayed a dragon in one strike. Hanqiu agrees with her, and says, although they are both on the level of a Seal King, Senior Heavenly Blade King is her grandfather's most respected existence. Her grandfather once even asked him to let Hanqiu become his disciple, but he declined, and although she was very frustrated at first, but then heard that many Zhen Empire and invincible descendants were also turned away, hearing which, he asks if they are sure it's very hard to become his disciple. Hanqiu replies that he must be joking, and as far as she knows, Jiang Wushuang and Beifan were both rejected by him before, and since he has seen how strong both of them are, it's unimaginable how hard it is to become his disciple, and Sandow agrees and adds that he might not know, but the old master has only ever accepted 2 disciples, and it was more than 20 years ago. Chen thinks back to when he met him, and wonders if the heavenly king that everyone talks about really is the weird old master who climbs trees to mess with birds. To him they don't feel like the same person. The old master gets on the stage and introduces himself as the chief instructor of this Chenjiao camp, Gu Kai-tian. He tells everyone that as they know, their Jiangnan zone's Chenjiao camp has been underperforming for the past few years because the fighting here is all for show. If they don't dare to give it their all here, then on a real battlefield with real dangers, they would just end up dead and with no burial. There are more and more monsters in this world, and they need many capable geniuses. Therefore, in order to better showcase and unleash the abilities of their geniuses and make a better selection. This year, he has set a new rule for the Jiangnan zone's Chenjiao camp, the death quota. Vice instructor is shocked hearing that and tries to stop him, but Kai-tian tells him that he has the final say here, and if anything happens, he would take the responsibility. Vice president gets nervous on hearing that, and thinks that the higher-ups did not mention this before, and there has not been one in the history of Chenjiao camps. There are many powerful geniuses down there. This would end up creating a lot of chaos. Gu Kai-tian tells everyone that he would need 10 of them to die for him in every round of the test. If they want to withdraw, they can leave now. People are hesitant to leave, since if they do so, their family honor will be damaged, and Wu Shuang thinks that it's expected of the Blade God, and agrees that Jiangnan Zone Chenjiao should have done this ages ago. Bei Fan looks at Chen and thinks that this rule is especially made for him, as when the camp starts, he can meet 2 of the old master's quota. And as for Chen, he also thinks that with this quota, even if the conflict escalates later, and he kills Xiao Beihan, Uncle Ji, and others won't have to worry too much. Gu Kai-tian is quite impressed as no one is leaving. As such, he announces the camp entry assessment beginning, and that there are 300 people in the first round, and half of which will be eliminated. Within the camp, 150 advancement flags have been hidden randomly. They can use whatever method they like. The round will end at 6 a.m. on the second day. Those with the flags will advance. He tells them to fight with confidence, and kill with confidence. They can fight alone or form alliances. They can even tear down the camp if they want. But in the end, he wants to see their bloodlust. As he tells them to disperse, everyone quickly runs to take the flag. As for them, the best method is to find the flags and avoid all the geniuses, making it the only safe way for them. Meanwhile, Bei Fan gets ready to kill Chen as soon as the round starts. Chen tells both Sandao and Hanqiu to search for the advancement flags, and he will deal with Xiao Beihan here. They hesitate to leave him alone, but he tells them that it's an order and they both quickly go away. Beihan chuckles, saying that it's funny a newbie like him who is not even a second transfer wants to be a hero. Chen notes that Beihan's sword energy is indeed powerful, but it's far inferior compared to Yuan Wu, but he is also much stronger than before, and he doesn't know if it's possible to deal with him using only poison without exposing the insect larvae, and he also gets ready to fight while telling Beihan to stop talking nonsense. Beihan quickly sends a sword slash towards him, telling Chen that he is right, he should not waste his words on someone who is going to die soon. But before the slash could even reach Chen, someone else counters it with their own attack. And we see it was Tang Ying, as Beihan asks her, why did she do that, and Chen notes that it's that female assassin. She nags at Beihan, asking if he forgot about their agreement with Bei Feng that they will kill Jiang Wushuang first once the camp starts, and yet he is wasting time and constantly leaving to take care of insignificant matters. She also mocks him, saying that he is just desperately using excuses because he is actually afraid of Wushuang, which pisses him off. They both start to leave, as Bei Fan claims that it's not a big deal to deal with Wushuang first and he can deal with the trash later, and Tang Ying points him towards the direction Wushuang went. Chen is left quite confused with all this and feels as if she is helping him intentionally. She looks back towards Chen and winks, and Chen realizes that she indeed is, and wonders why is it, as they don't even know each other. She turns out to be Tang Jin's niece, and her aunt asked her to secretly take care of Chen in the Chenjiao camp, but with her abilities, she cannot fight with Beihan head-on, and can only borrow the name Wushuang to try and delay his movements. And as they are walking, a guy comes in front of them, offering Beihan flag and introduces himself as the son of his grandfather's subordinate, Huang Yongchao. Beihan tells him that he really does not need that, but if he wants to show loyalty then he could help him with something, which he happily obliges to. Tang Ying realizes the problem and thinks that Chen would have to deal with this on his own, and hopes that Hanqiu and Sandao is able to protect him. Fast forward and we see both Sandao and Hanqiu returning and bringing 2 flags, and Chen tells them to take it first and he will go elsewhere to look, and they reply that they will help him find together. Suddenly they are attacked by someone, and Chen defends by throwing the table at the attack. Chen asks who is there, and if they are here to steal their flag. And we see it's Yongchao who replies that he is here to steal his life while charging another attack. Sandow knows him. He has the hidden profession, chasing Sun's extreme flame archer, and he is level 39 and his father is a 6th transfer venerable and she is not sure her shield can handle his attack. We see him launch a big arrow towards them and Chen tells them both to get out of his way. And he jumps towards him, saying that he can tolerate everything, but if he wants to kill him, then he should not blame him for being ruthless. After all, someone has to meet the master's death quota. Chen easily overpowers his attack, shocking Yongchao as he's surprised to see Chen using poison since he was informed that he was a creation type. He tells others who are hiding to come out and attack him together, but he gets completely swallowed up by the poison. Everyone who was hiding and waiting to attack Chen runs away in fear, finding his poison type to be too terrifying, not to mention it's hard for them to deal with a range type as they are close combat type themselves. Kai Tian says, "Nice job," and the vice instructor is shocked upon seeing Chen being a divine level creation type and the only hidden poison type. And the fact he also killed a second transfer genius so quickly, calling Jiang Chen quite unbelievable, as there were no reports from the Night Watch in Chujiang City about this. Kai Tian tells Guang to go and report it. Furthermore, he also tells him to call a few more space-type Great Masters. In an emergency, they need to be ready to teleport at any time. It is to prevent those brats from being too ruthless in their killings, and Guang immediately accepts his order. Guang quickly runs, thinking that he better leave before the old master changes his mind. Otherwise, if the geniuses truly start a massacre, the consequences would be unimaginable, but suddenly Kai Tian stops him. Guang gets scared and wonders if he is going to take back his words. But Kai Tian tells him to prepare 10 third-tier peak ferocious beasts and deploy them separately, and also attack the Qingyun flags on them. Guang accepts the order and calls it a brilliant move. As this way, those prodigies will first fight those monsters for the Qingyun flags, preventing them from harming ordinary people. Switching scenes, we see Wushuang has been surrounded by Beihan and others, and Wushuang tells them that as he already said, even if the three of them come at him, they still won't be able to kill him, and even if they win, would they really feel glorious about their victory? Beihan replies that although it's 3 against 1, and there won't be any glory in winning, it's just not interesting fighting against someone else. Suddenly, everyone gets a notification that Huang Yongchao has been killed and eliminated by Jiang Chen, as Wushuang notes that the first blood has already been drawn, and wonders who is Jiang Chen. Beihan thinks that although Huang Yongchao's abilities are ordinary, he is still a decent second transfer, and is at least top 50 in this Chenjiao camp. He is also much stronger than Yuan Wu, but despite this, he was killed in such a short time. All of this surprises Beihan. Tang Ying is also shocked, as this should not be possible, as her aunt told her that Chen is just a level 26 creation type, which makes her question, how could he kill a level 39 combat type so quickly, as even she won't be able to do it this fast. Bai Fang also takes notice that there is a hidden crouching tiger in this Chenjiao camp. Wushuang tells all of them that it looks like there is another expert here, and wouldn't they like to meet him? Suddenly, they get another announcement. 10 third-tier peak ferocious beasts have been deployed in various locations and all of them carry 3 Qingyun flags on their body. Those who possess the Qingyun flag will receive additional ranking weight, and top 10 in the rankings will receive rewards. First place will get 100 million, and every rank below will decrease by 10 million. Hearing which, all of them quickly disperse and Wushuang says, that looks like the Heavily Blade King gave them some new toys and decides to compete using the Qingyun flag as the measure. Hearing the announcement, Chen also thinks that the Chenjiao camp is quite generous for giving 100 million even though the camp just started, and if he gets the first place, in addition with the resources, he would be able to reproduce again very quickly. Suddenly one of the beasts comes towards Chen and his group. Chen notes that this is the third tier peak ferocious beast, and Hanqiu tells everyone to be careful as it's equivalent to a level 93rd transfer Grandmaster. Sandow notes and inform Chen that the beast still looks to be in a paralyzed state. They can take this chance, and Chen immediately rushes forward to attacking, saying that it's natural and tells them to stay back. But suddenly, a sword slash comes in between him and the beast. And it's Beihan, who tells Chen that he is really something. Not only did he kill Huang Yongchao instantly, he was also going to snatch away the Qingyun flag as well. He underestimated him in the past, but now he will kill him today. Chen also gets ready to fight him and tells him that if he wants to fight, he should stop talking nonsense. Beihan uses his dragon slash to disperse Chen's poison, and says that no wonder Chen was being arrogant, as he has a hidden poison type, and he heard that poison types are hard to deal with, but they are nothing in front of his sword. Both Sandao and Hanxiu also gets worried, a strong wind can counter poison type, and Hanxiu says that he is in danger and they have to save him. Sandao tells her to not do that, as his poison is not ordinary. If they tried to help, it would only cause him more trouble. But Chen uses more of his power, and creates a poison dragon to attack Beihan with. But Beihan notes that it's not dispersing, so he decides to surround it with his sword energy, and consume all of his poison mist. But seeing it, Chen smirks, thinking that with his sword energy blocking all the vision, it makes it easier for him to devour it. We see Little Nine coming out and devouring all of Beihan's sword energy, as Chen tells Little Nine to help him once she is full, and soon enough, we see Beihan's sword energy breaking down completely. Beihan starts to cough up blood, and is shocked, wondering how is it possible and what kind of poison is it to be able to destroy sword energy. He puts up his life jade protector, telling Chen that his poison cannot penetrate his life jade. Meanwhile, Chen thinks that Xiao family has done it again, though it's a shame. Since this battleground is watched all over, he cannot let his young insects show their original form. Chen asks Sandao if she can give him an opaque Earth's eternal shield, which covers this whole area, and she replies that she will try. We see Sandao's shield covering the whole area, obscuring everyone's view, as Beihan asks Chen, what is he trying to do? Chen starts to prepare his attack, and asks Beihan to guess how Yuan Wu died. Beihan tells Chen to not compare his life jade to the crappy life jade of that trash. Chen also tells him to not compare past him to the current him, and tells Little Nine to smash his life jade to bits. She rushes towards him while saying that she will smash it, but Beihan surrounds himself with the sword energy, and Chen is surprised to see it, as he didn't thought he would be that capable. Suddenly the beast also appears, and with this, Chen notes that he has no choice but to use his full power. He orders Poison Dragon Mist to corrode Beihan's sword energy and cover Little Nine, and orders his young insects to eat the ferocious beast. Beihan's sword energy gets corroded and he is left with no way to attack, and the beast is also getting attacked by Chen's insects. We see Little Nine continuously attacking Beihan's life jade, and Chen thinks that Xiao Zhenghua really treats his grandsons differently, as Beihan's life jade is indeed much more durable than Yuan Wu's. Though it does not matter how durable it is, it's only a matter of time before Little Nine smashes it into pieces. For example, it took 3 seconds in the past, and it would take 3 minutes at most now. Meanwhile, the vice instructor, who is watching the ongoing battle between Chen and Beihan, gets worried, as Beihan seems to be at a disadvantage just now and Chen has blocked the surveillance. He orders one of the space-type Grandmaster, Fang Chengyuan, to check his mental spirit, and if something is wrong, teleport him immediately, which he agrees to do so. Jiu Kaiqian, who is chilling behind them, asks them, what is this? Is the Zhenggua's grandson aren't allowed to be killed or hurt? But the vice instructor tells him that what if he really gets injured or dies, and is he really prepared to fight a war with Xiao Zhenghua, and does their Jiangnan Zone's commander Duan knows about this? And although he gave an order to prohibit any information within Chenjiao camp from leaking out, once the camp is over, the outside world will always know. Kaitian thinks that Xiao Beihan's abilities are considered to be the cream of the crop, and wonders if Jiang Chen could really kill him, and questions what is that brat trying to do with blocking their view. Fast forward and we see Chen has taken down the beast, noting that it might be strong, but it's not match for his insects. Meanwhile, Beihan's life jade is breaking down, as he is in shock on how is it happening, and Chen also notes that it's not going to last much longer. Suddenly, someone transmits into his mind, telling him to not go overboard, as a space-type Grandmaster, Fang Chengyuan, is coming over. Hearing which, he realizes that a space-type instructor is actually sending him a warning, and he calls Little Nine back, and tries to finish this fight as fast as possible, or he would be exposed. He orders one of the insect to explode and the rest to turn into poison mist. As such, we see a huge explosion is caused by it, and Sandao's barrier also breaks due to it. The explosion only leaves a hand behind and the sword as well. Chen notices it and wonders if only a limb is left or if he was saved by the space-type Grandmaster, and considers this arm as an interest for now and decides to pursue him later. He hands over the sword to Sandao, and she thanks him for it, and as they got 3 flags, Chen tells them to each have one, but Sandao replies that she got her sword and that is enough for her, and Hanxia replies that she does not want it either and he can have them. All she wants is to see him defeat Wushuang and get the first place. Meanwhile, Vice Instructor is angry at Cheng Yuan for not doing his job properly and asks why did he not teleport Beihan in time. He replies that he didn't want to, as the poison mist was too vicious. He sent his mental image over and before he saw anything, it was already being corroded. Afterwards, he heard a loud explosion and he used all of his strength to teleport there, but it was already too late. The Vice Instructor asks, how is it possible? How can poison corrode his mental spirit? And tells him stop pushing the blame. Kai Tian arrives and tells Guang to get silent. He scolds him and asks if he knows why he is stuck at the peak of the 5th transfer. It is because he always curry favor with the powerful that he cannot pass the test of his own conscience. Earlier, when he mentioned Xinghua and the consequences, he could not bother to respond. But now he tells him that when he takes a decision like that, he also dares to face the consequences. On the battlefield, even the 9th transfer Woody could die. Someone like Xiao Beihan is insignificant. Guang replies that even if they put aside Xiao Xinghua, what about Commander Duan's side? Kai Tian tells him to report this internally within the camp first, but keep the information strictly confidential from the outsiders. The camp entrance test will end tomorrow morning. Prevent any eliminated from leaving the camp, including Xiao Beihan. He will head over to the Jiangnan headquarters first. Meanwhile in the test, everyone is shocked on the announcement that Beihan was eliminated by Jiang Chen. Both Tang Ying and Bai Fang are also utterly shocked that he was actually able to defeat Beihan. And Wushuang, who is sitting on top of a monster, upon hearing that announcement, gets amused and finds it very interesting. We switch scenes and see Jiu Kai Tian arriving at the Jiangnan headquarters. There, Jiangnan's own commander-in-chief, Duan Xinghai, greets him and asks if he found some good seedlings, seeing as he barged in so urgently. He doesn't say anything and first erects a forbidden barrier around the whole area. Seeing how cautious he is, Duan notes that he must not be an ordinary seedling. Kai Tian replies that since he is quite knowledgeable, he wanted to ask him something. And asks, poison, can it corrode the mental spirit? And Duan replies that it's possible in theory, but very difficult. But the mental spirit is a form of energy composed of one soul essence and combined with thoughts. To corrode it, the poison intensity must be immeasurable. Hearing this, Kai Tian asks him if he has heard of anything happening like this before, and he replies, he have not, but he know a poison king who is at the 4th transfer peak, and he cannot do it. Suddenly, Duan realizes something and asks if there is an extremely terrifying poison-type genius right now in the Chenjiao Academy, and if he can really corrode the mental spirit, that would be a massive weapon. Kai Tian replies that it's not possible to draw conclusion at the moment, and Duan replies, from the moment Kai Tian came to the Chenjiao camp, he did not say a word out of respect, but is he still not going to him the truth now? As such, Kai Tian asks him if he thinks there is any possibility for the poison to have its own consciousness. Duan laughs and asks Kai Tian if he is a comedian, as how can poison be sentient, unless that's not poison at all, but just disguising itself as it. From that, Kai Tian gets a hint and Duan remembers something. Duan once seemed to have come across a record in number 0 ruin. There is a type of catastrophic insect called the 9 miasma wings. It can turn itself into poison mist. The 9 miasma wings is born from the abyss. In a certain epoch, it once caused an apocalypse that destroyed the world. From that name, Kai Tian recognizes it as the ancient calamity. Duan asks him if he is scared, and laughs saying that this kind of catastrophic insect has already gone extinct. It's impossible for them to exist today. Kai Tian, after hearing everything, gets up and leaves while chuckling and saying, as expected of the commander-in-chief, he can explain everything naturally. He has been enlightened today. There is a lot of work, so he would be taking his leave first. Duan tries to stop him as he still has not told him about that seedling with potential, calling his lips really tight. On the way, Kai Tian thinks, no wonder, and says, oh Jiang Chen, just one divine rank is enough to make him top the hunting list, and yet he still harbors a forbidden power, which would get him beheaded in Daxia, and Ji Gang, who always causes problems for his master, he really did give him a big headache. As we see Kai Tian remembering Ji Gang asking him to take care of an unparalleled seedling that he have, who has not matured yet, and it would be even better if he could accept him as his disciple. Kai Tian realizes that even though Ji Gang has asked him to take care of Chen, in reality he just wanted him to cover for him, and Kai Tian decides to accept him as well, not caring if he has a forbidden power or not. As a blade can both slaughter and protect, good and evil alike reside in the same heart, and since he said that he is going to accept a disciple, he would protect Jiang Chen. But a calamity is not to be underestimated, and to prevent misunderstandings, he decides to let Hong Yao confirm it first. That would be safer. He tells Hong Yao to go to the number 0 ruin and investigate the 9 miasma wings, and tells him that it concerns his junior, so he should be extremely careful. As he arrives back in the camp, he asks Guang, "How is the entry test going?" And he replies that it's nearing its end. The ordinary geniuses are all fighting to get the advancement flags, while the top geniuses, 9 ferocious beasts, have already been released and only one is left. Lei Ziyi and Liu Jizhi had teamed up to kill one. Tang Ying and Bai Fang are working to kill the second one. Wu Shuang has instantly killed 3 at once, and he currently seems to be moving towards Chen's direction. Kai Tian asks, "What about Jiang Chen?" And Guang replies that he has killed 2 beasts, and they have just released the 9th beast in his vicinity. Back to Chen, we see him confronting another beast and calls out his insect to eat it. We see the little 9 leveling up upon eating it all. Suddenly, a huge fist attacks them and Sandao quickly puts up her barrier and Chen realizes from the punch that it's Wu Shuang. But it easily cracks and they both get blown away. Chen uses his poison and is able to block his attack, but is still pushed back by it. Wu Shuang is also surprised that Chen's poison was able to stop his attack and says that it's no wonder that geniuses call him the poison demon, Jiang Chen. Chen also says that as expected of the 3rd-ranking genius in Daxia, his punch is pretty powerful. Chen asks him if he is here to snatch away the ferocious beast away from him. But he chuckles and replies that the beast has been poisoned by him to the point that only shell is left. What is even left to steal? Chen asks, then what is here to do? Wu Shuang tells Chen to not get the wrong idea. He was just curious about him and wanted to meet him. Chen tells Wu Shuang that if he is going to face him, then he should be willing to bet his life on the line. And Wu Shuang replies, that's right, at the very least, you have to bet on your life. As such, their battle commences as both of them release their attacks. We see Wu Shuang countering Chen's poison using his 1,000-foot cliff attack. Chen is surprised to see his attack getting countered like that and he is pushed back due to it. He notes that Wu Shuang's punches are too fierce and fast, and his poison is spreading too slowly. He calls on Little Nine and asks if she devour flesh and blood of this level, she would level several times, wouldn't she? But she replies that she cannot beat that person, but she is willing to die for her master. Chen is surprised to hear that, as this is the first time he has seen Little Nine this scared, and in the end he wonders if self-destruction the only option left. He tells Little Nine to hide ifs he cannot win this, and thinks that no matter what, he cannot let Little Nine die, or else it would be all over. As Chen kneels on the ground, Wu Shuang asks if he is already losing his strength and mocks him that he doesn't look like the person who defeated Xiao Beihan. But suddenly, Chen uses his creation of all things and surrounds Wu Shuang with it, and Wu Shuang notes that this is his divine talent and calls it interesting, and asks if he is putting on a shield to fool people, as Beihan was also defeated like this as well. Guang again tells Kai Tian that Chen is once again blocking the surveillance, which annoys Kai Tian. Guang tells one of the instructor that judging by the battle so far, Wu Shuang should be fine and there is not a need to interfere, but Kai Tian tells them to rescue Jiang Chen. Guang tells him that he is being a little biased, and Kai Tian calls it nonsense, saying that Wu Shuang is level 46 and Jiang Chen is level 26, there is no comparison between them. While thinking that he is his disciple, he just wants to protect him a little, there shouldn't be anything wrong with that. Back to the fight, Chen calls out his insect swarm, and Wu Shuang says, so this is his real power. Wu Shuang begins to gather energy around him and Chen orders his insects to encircle him. Wu Shuang uses mountain peaks upon mountain peaks and punch the ground, which causes multiple fists made of energy to erupt from it and destroy Chen's insects. But Chen closes down the insects right on Wu Shuang, and explodes them directly on top of him. But Wu Shuang comes out completely unscathed and tells Chen that he understands now how Beihan lost to him. While in mid-air, Wu Shuang bombards Chen with multiple fist attacks, and Chen struggles to stand up straight. Chen notes that this punch is several times stronger than the last one, and in astonishment, wonders if this is the power of Wudi's descendant. And 2 self-destructs only managed to blow away the force of his punches, they did not hurt him at all, as such he wonders if he would have to self-destruct several dozens or even hundreds of THM to make a difference, as he worked so hard to breed these bugs. But seeing how he has no choice left, he self-destructs 10 of them on top of Wu Shuang, but he is still able to come out without any damage. Chen then uses his creation of all things, but Wu Shuang pushes them away and tells Chen there is no need, as the battle is already over. Chen is quite surprised upon hearing that, and asks what does he mean by that, and Wushuang replies that he recognizes Chen as a worthy opponent. He was the only at first awakening, yet he forced Wushuang to use 80% of his power. With this, he looks forward to meeting him again after he grows stronger. Chen realizes that when Wushuang told him that he will bet his life, it was just to force Chen to go all out. He just wanted to find a worthy opponent. Wushuang starts to yawn and says that he is feeling sleepy again, and he would go take a nap and asks Chen to handle the last beast. Chen asks if he is giving him the first place. Wushuang replies that it's not his intention, he is simply really tired, and he is going to go and find a place to sleep. Chen gets pissed and tells him to stop pretending, and that he is not someone who would let his pride get his way, and if there is a benefit he would take it all. And while leaving, Wushuang smiles and thinks that he knew he was not wrong about Chen. He really is an interesting opponent. Kai Qian is also impressed by Wushuang, as he did not use his strength to bully the weak, and that this is what it means to be Wudi's descendant. And at last, Kai Qian orders Guang to send the last beast to Jiang Chen, and let him win the championship. Now we switch scenes to some kind of old destroyed ruins. And we are also introduced to a new character, the first disciple of the Blade King, and senior sister of Ji Gang, Hong Yao, who notes that this place is the ruins number 0, and calls it truly a nightmare, a place where no one below the 6th transfer could even enter. But for the sake of her junior, she decides to head in and endure it. As soon as she enters, she is attacked by many dead spirits and she easily takes care of them. She notices a stone tablet giving an ominous aura and thinks that this must be it, and wonders, what kind of existence could it be, leaving behind an aura that's still this strong even after hundreds of years. As she gets close, she notes that it's a ruins information database. She quickly activates her divine sense, and notices that all this information here is about ancient rare insects. She then uses her full divine sense activation, quick scan, and finds what she was looking for. She quickly starts reading the information. The 9-winged miasma, an ancient cataclysmic creature, born in extremely yin lands of the 9 hells. It once caused the great calamity of the 4th century and is now extinct. Its entire body is black-purple, with 9 wings on its back. It carries a terrifying poison, capable of transforming into a purple miasma, and its poison can corrode everything in this world, even mental spirits and space. Upon learning all that, she is quite shocked, and realizes that her junior brother is really indeed carrying a forbidden existence, and thinks that she needs to report it to Master right away. Back to the camp, we see Chen defeating the last beast, and thinks that devouring for ferocious beasts along with Huang Yongqiao, the devour value has increased quite a bit, and once he gets the reward for being first in the entrance examination, he should be able to complete the 2nd transfer soon. Chen gives the rest of the flags to Sandao and Hanqiu, as the Qingyun flags are enough to get him the first place, and with each of them taking once, they can at least make it to top 10. They both get happy receiving that, and thanks Chen for it, with Hanqiu saying that they just totally won by lying low this time. Both Bai Fang and Tang Ying have also taken their beast down, though they are quite tired after that. Bai Fang thinks that with the entrance exam being finally over, Wushuang should be the one in first place. Suddenly, an announcement is made that the entrance exam is over, and those with promotion flags immediately gather at the square, and those eliminated leave the Qianjiao camp within 3 minutes or be killed. The announcement is repeated once more, and Chen wonders if all 10 ferocious beasts have been killed, if everyone have been promoted. Chen spreads his insects, telling them that even the leftovers are food, and orders them to find the remaining beasts and eat as much as they can, and avoid people as much as possible. We then switch scenes to Beihan, who has lost his hand and is quite furious, thinking that once he get out of here and return to Xiao family, he will make sure to have his grandfather deal with him. Kai Tian arrives and tells everyone who has been promoted to come with him to the Forbidden Zone trial. Everyone is quite shocked upon hearing that, as Forbidden Zone trial was not mentioned before, and the 8 Forbidden Zone of Huaxia, each one is a land of rare treasures, but they are also extremely dangerous. But one of them asks others, why are they afraid, as the Heavenly Blade himself is leading them, but wonders how are they going to get in, as he heard that it's hard to get in. Kai Tian draws his sword and thinks, according to Hong Yao's investigation, it turns out that Chen really is carrying the forbidden 9-winged miasma. He then unleashes his Heavenly Blade, and notices that it's almost dawn and people should be coming soon as well. He then throws his sword up in the air and we see it starts to create a huge crack around everyone. And we see a huge part of the ground has been carved out and is flying in the air, as Kai Tian thinks that he needs to prepare in advance and take advantage of the timing. he then uses blade flight and uses to get to Jiangnan Yunmeng Marsh Forbidden Zone. Everyone is shocked seeing him move the entire Trenjiao camp to Yunmeng Marsh, as they all starts to wonder if this is the power of the first King Seal under the Great Xia dynasty. Chen asks Sandao and Hanxiu how much they know about the Yunmeng Marsh Forbidden Zone, and Sandao replies she doesn't know, and Hanxiu says she also doesn't, but has heard her grandfather mention it once. The danger level of Yunmeng Marsh is ranked last among the 8 forbidden zones of Huaxia, but what makes it truly terrifying isn't the hidden dangers, but the distortion of time and space. In that region, there are countless dimensional fragments, like bubbles, interconnected. Some of the spaces within these dimensional fragments are even larger than Earth itself, and they are constantly moving, disorderly, so it's easy to get lost. Chen replies that in other words, the space within Yunmeng Marsh is chaotic, and asks what about the time. Hanxiu replies, time should be completely different from the outside world. It is said that a century ago, a regular person came to Yunmeng Marsh with a determined mindset, and he became a 7th transfer sealed king. According to him, 200 years had passed inside, but only 2 hours outside, and her grandfather also once explored there. He was lost for 3 days inside, but 3 years passed in the outside world. Hearing which, Chen asks that the opportunities and risk are random there, and Sandao tells him to not worry, since if Heavenly Blade King is leading everyone, he must have a safe route planned, and Chen replies that he hopes she's right. He also thinks that it sounds like Yunmeng Marsh is indeed a dangerous place, but also a place of great opportunity, though it feels to him that Heavenly Blade King is doing this for him. Kai Qian thinks that since Hong Yao was able to detect the 9-winged miasma, Xiao Zhenguo would be able to find it out soon as well, and when that happens, the entire Great Xia won't be able to keep it a secret, and due to this, he hopes that Yunmeng Marsh would be able to buy them enough time to find allies. Back at what remains of the camp, some people are in shock that Heavenly Blade was able to move the entire camp. One of them wonders if he is planning a rebellion, since that camp holds the majority of their entire Jiangnan's elites, and questions, where is the Commander Duan? We see just Kai Qian sent a transmission to Duan just 2 minutes before leaving, and Duan is rushing towards the site while calling Kai Qian an old fool, and thinks if he is asking him to gamble his life with him. As he arrives there, thinking that Kai Qian has left him to deal with all this mess, everyone starts to complain about him taking their kids to the Forbidden Zone, and it would be a big problem if anything happens to them. Duan shrugs them off, saying that Kai Qian has already said that he would bring them back by the selection day. There is nothing to panic about. Duan starts thinking that even if it's for that invincible prodigy, was it really necessary for him to rush to the Forbidden Zone like this, or is he trying to hide or escape something? Suddenly, Duan remembers their conversation from before, and assumes that it must be something to do with the 9 miasma wings. We switch scenes and see Kai Qian contacting Ji Gang, informing him that Jiang Chen indeed possessed something taboo. It is a serious matter, so he is taking him to lay low for a while, and he should stay outside and try to find allies among the sealed kings. When they return, they might face a fierce battle. Ji Gang is quite nervous upon hearing that, as before, he killed the prodigy from the Huang family, and cut the arm of Xiao Beihan, and on top of that, he is holding something taboo as well. This all makes him think that it's going to be a tough challenge. Tang Jin tries to calm him, saying that no challenge comes easy, but they would pull through all of them, and since he made up his mind to protect Chen no matter what, then they should focus on path ahead and stop worrying about the past. She has also spoken to her father, and he is willing to stand with them as well. And now they have the Heavenly Blade, Ji Gang's senior sister, Nian Hongyao, Tang Jin's father, and Commander Duan. With 4 sealed king powerhouses, they should be able to handle any storm that comes their way. Ji Gang stands up, saying that she is right, as his senior sister has already gone to meet Master. He would also go visit Mu family and the merchant Luo family, and even if he have to lie, he would fight for more allies for Jiang Chen. And if worse comes to worst, he would just use the same energy that he had when he stormed into the Xiao family and went all out. Seeing him all fired up like this after years, Tang Jin gets happy as well. Now back to the camp, Kai Qian asks Hong Yao, what does she think they should do after they return? She jokes around and replies that her junior brother's 9 miasma wings are so cool, she wishes to raise one herself as well. Kai Qian calls her a silly girl and asks her to be serious for once. She replies, Great Xia has 0 tolerance for taboos, and he knows it as well, and even if he could not fix it, how could she? She then asks if he can just chop down Grand General with 1 chop instead. But Kai Qian smacks her on the head and tells her to watch her tone. and thinks that all of his life's reputation, and he ended up taking in a bunch of weird disciples like them. She then asks, why is he so bent on protecting Jiang Chen? He replies that when he took her in as a disciple, it was just because she wore a red armor, and he thought that it looked cheerful. As for taking Ji Gang, that was even more random, as he mistook him for an old customer outside a club, and he laughs about thinking that. He continues that back in the day, when the Xiao family heir tried to forcefully marry Tang Jin, Ji Gang went to stop it, and he was also ready to lay down his life to protect him. Not everything needs a reason, he only does it because he cares about it. And Jiang Chen is also same. The moment he met him, he knew that they would get along, so he just went along with Ji Gang's wishes, and now since he is his disciple, why wouldn't he want to protect him? Hong Yao laughs and tells him that she knew he is the best teacher in the world. He only acts tough, but he is so protective, and Kai Qian tells her to stop flattering him, but she tells him that there is one way to truly protect their junior brother. Great Shia's highest military commander, one of the three invincible supreme. Jiang Wushuang's grandfather, the martial god, Jiang Xuanji. Now at Pajuan Cavern, Myriad Race's battlefield. We see someone's punch creating a huge crater on the ground and many people being flung away. We see he is invincible martial god, Jiang Xuanji, who says that the Myriad Races dare to invade Xia, they have to kill them without mercy. He orders his men that Myriad Races should quiet down for a while after the battle, hence they must guard the entrance to the cavern. Suddenly, Wushuang contacts him, which makes him wonder why is he doing so now, as he should be in the prodigy camp. But instead of Wushuang, it turns out to be Kai Qian, who greets the martial god. Martial god asks him if he reached him through Wushuang, and did he got into some trouble in the camp, but he replies, not at all, he is doing very well. He contacted him because he wanted to make a deal with him, and the martial god tells him to speak his mind. Kai Qian tells him that he has taken in a disciple named Jiang Chen, a divine-level creation type, but he possesses the taboo 9 miasma wings and he wants him to protect his life. The martial god is shocked upon hearing that, and says that he must be joking, as Great Xia has always believed that it's better to kill than let any taboo go free, and does he really think that the martial god is all-powerful? But Kai Qian asks, isn't that true, and martial god asks him to name the terms. Kai Qian asks if he has heard of the Hall of Taishu in Yunmeng Marsh, only he knows the way there in all of Grand Xia, and he can take Jiang Wushuang there and give him something fortuitous. Hearing which, martial god recognizes it as the legendary treasure trove of the heavenly Tao, and if Wushuang can go there, his cultivation will advance greatly. Martial god replies that he can agree to his terms, but on one condition: Jiang Chen is not allowed to use the 9 miasma wings during the prodigy tournament, and if he cannot take first place on the Great Xia's overall prodigy leaderboard, he will throw him into the Myriad Race's battlefield to fend for himself. Kai Qian is taken back from hearing that, and martial god tells him that if he really wants to save his life, he has no other choice. Kai Qian agrees with his condition, and thinks that sending him to the battlefield is still better than him being killed by General Xiao and others as soon as they return. Meanwhile, martial god is planning something else, as the 9 miasma wings, an ancient exotic species, it's impossible for it to reach a natural calamity scale in this era. Besides, this generation of Great Xia has produced 3 other divine-level talents, and Jiang Chen is only the 4th, and he is a creation type. Without using his taboo, he won't even be able to pass Wushuang's test, let alone take the first place. And even if by some miracle, he stirs up some trouble, as a martial god, he could wipe out any evil spirit in this world in seconds. Back to the Qianjiao camp, Chen asks, have they officially entered Yunmeng Marsh now, and does anyone remember their way here? And Hanxia replies, in these constantly shifting dimensional fragments, remembering the path is impossible. The heavenly blade relies on aura to lead the way. It said Yunmeng Marsh has 10 layers, with the 10th and 9th being relatively safer. The deeper they go, the easier it is to get lost. Her grandfather got lost in the 7th layer years ago. They all sit down, as Chen tells them that he already feels lost, and since the path cannot be remembered with their eyes and brain, they should meditate and let their spiritual sense guide them, which they both agree with. Inside there, Chen notes that there is no wind in his mind, yet the tree of all things is drifting towards something, and wonders if it's leading the way. Or maybe there is something ahead that the tree of all things is desperately craving. Suddenly on the tree, he notices that it bore a fruit. As he picks it, we see it's a function fruit, which lets him copy abilities. Chen is quite surprised upon receiving it, and thinks, in the prodigy camp, Everyone's a top-tier prodigy, so he can pick anyone he wants, and of course, the most valuable targets would be Jiang Wushuang, Bai Fang, and Tang Ying. But he realizes that he cannot do that, as the ability copy is random. He might end up with some garbage skill, which makes it hard to choose, and wonders if he should just take a gamble. Kaitian tells everyone that they have reached the 6th layer of Yunmeng Marsh, called the Tiaxu Realm. Up ahead is the Hall of Taishu, the place he is bringing them to, and orders them to get ready. Suddenly he gets the idea to copy ability from the old master. As he told him that he only knows one move, and he even wanted to take him as a disciple, so he would just copy it and consider it a lesson.